the word.
Don't have to say that one. One more. One more buster.
Oh my god.
No, get hit! Just one more!
Oh, come on, you stupid piece of scrap metal.
Just a little bit of you!
Oh my sweet fuck, I have been missing all of my shots. And I'm stressed out of my goddamn mind.
There you go!
Yeah, it's not like, wow.
Right, so you're being used to Mega Buster. Just Mega Buster.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Oh no!
Yeah, yeah! Yeah! Oh, you. Like I said, you lay at least twice here.
That was...
At least twice. It's like I can see the future here. It's like I know what I'm doing.
Hulk, I love you. Shut up.
Love you too. Love you too, man. Square, wing the ball, and then hit jump, bounce, like a double jump.
That's just not enough.
Yeah, because there's me there if you want to die. I'd rather die. Well, dying is an option too.
Yes, dying is an option. I'm taking that option because that was hell.
If you're using the mini bomb, there'll be also the it's not there.
Alright, how far am I going?
Tag the floor.
You're gonna want to see the lower path this time.
Okay.
See if you get spotted. Not spotting you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just die.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Quack, 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 quack.
You're gonna get killed.
Peck, 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 peck.
You're gonna get killed. And you're and yes, you
Oh, this is like the best competition.
I thought you were gonna say, don't ever cheat.
Fucking right. Just do not.
vicious army of robots.
On destroying the world.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
And behind this destruction is...
What the fuck is this? No! Fine.
Floating mechanics.
Wiley? On the last time on the Den of Game plays 999.
I don't want Ace to be a bad guy. I like his voice too much.
And little did she know.
Oh my god, you went and found that?
Yes!
Do you know how much I was confused? I was like, I just muted the stream. Why am I hearing myself?
Furthermore, you should have been like, I didn't speak. Why am I hearing myself?
Yeah, that was the second moment, and then I realized, no, wait, this is a soundboard clip. Good job, sir. Good job.
Do you know how long it took to find that clip?
A lot.
Yes, but it was too perfect. I had to.
I hope
We
Ace
had
isn't the
to point
bad
out the
guy.
curse.
Yeah. The moment Colt told me that they planned to do that, I was like, yes!
Worth every single moment. Just for that.
Terrible, I say. Oh,
Welcome back, everybody, to 999. Most likely the final part of this one.
yep.
Yup.
That'll be good stuff.
No, I'm thrown into the beginning right now.
Yeah, you probably want to open up the flowchart.
I don't think I can do that right now.
And you.
Yes, I can.
Oh.
Alright, so we did
Right.
the red key last time.
Yep, and you got the
Would
yellow key
unlock.
at the end.
Yeah, so now we're gonna do the white key.
Eve.
So,
Map of the ship? Question mark?
One of those should be getting an option.
don't think this was the one.
Yeah, no, so far it's always been one of the extra options under that's given us the key, never like the original.
This ship is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's probably about 900 feet long.
Must be one of those fancy cruise.
Of course, it doesn't really look like a cruise ship. Everything in here is really retro. Huh. Even if it's just some sort of style choice, there's...
Do you remember what Zero said?
Yeah, the Atlantic
Do you
thing.
think maybe this boat and the type?
Yep.
That's a good point. I doubt he would have mentioned it if there wasn't a reason. Do you think this boat is... the actual Titanic?
The actual Titanic? You mean it, like, slipped through time and ended up here?
Yes.
Jesus,
Split through
girl.
time. That's the first idea you go through.
You know when I
Why the
said
ship sunk
99
in
problems and the
1814 to
multiverse might be it?
Yeah,
Oh,
this might be a case.
Huh? What the hell are you smoking?
thank you, Junpei.
Huh? Did I get it wrong?
No, that's not... I mean, come on. I mean, slipped through time? Seriously? I was talking about the controversy surrounding the Titanic.
Controversy? What do you mean?
Haven't you heard of it? It's pretty famous, you know? The Titanic had a sister ship that was essentially identical. It was called the Olympic.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
I have
wait.
heard of that.
You learn
I
of
think
that
I
from
heard it was
7.
troubled by a lot of problems. And the company that owned it didn't know what to do with it, right? So they made the Olympic up to look just like the brand new Titanic.
That's right. They also took out a huge insurance policy on it before it set sail.
That would mean that the real Titanic never sank.
Yeah, the ships got swapped. The real Titanic was renamed the Olympic in secret. They used it as a passenger ship for more than 20 years.
Hey, wait a minute. Wouldn't that mean it retired in 1935?
Huh? Well, yeah, I guess sometime around then, yeah.
Well, what happened to it after that?
I heard it was dismantled.
Dismantled. Then it doesn't matter, does it? Whichever boat the real Titanic was, It doesn't exist anymore. It was
Oh,
either
no.
retired and dismantled, or sunk in the Atlantic by the curse.
What curse?
But then that would mean
Don't
that
you
this
remember the
ship is-
curse of it carrying the mummy that?
Oh
Alice,
yeah, oh
that-
yeah, yeah.
Alice,
Wait, what did you
would you
just say?
please die
Huh?
for me?
Yeah,
Sank
really.
the Atlantic because of what?
The curse.
What do you mean a curse?
A curse is a curse. This one is the curse of the Egyptian mummy. Supposedly, the Titanic carried the mummy of the priestess Amun-Ra, which was stolen from a pyramid. And they say that the mummy had a history. Everyone involved with it died mysterious. Come on,
Okay.
I'm sure you've heard of those who opened the coffin.
So you're saying the Titanic sunk?
That's right!
That's stupid. I don't buy it.
It's
How can you be so sure?
that mummy wasn't just a normal mummy. It was really mysterious. Totally unbelievable.
What is so unbelievable about it?
Well, supposedly, she was really pretty.
The mummy.
Yes,
But she was a monk.
that's right. She wasn't all shriveled up or rotten or anything. She almost looked alive.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, it's that thing.
Okay, I
the fat
remember
in it turns
this.
Into something kind of like,
Yes, saponification.
huh?
That's not it. She wasn't.
Then what was it?
They say
What?
that's right. The whole body was frozen solid. You know how a human body is, well, all of that water was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic, even though it was carried through the desert.
That's crazy.
I think so too, but maybe it's true and we just didn't know about it before.
I didn't.
Yep. Maybe it's common sense to eat shaved ice in the desert because it lasts forever.
Huh? Nah, that seems too.
But maybe it isn't. It just appears that way because you didn't know it was true.
Well, ice that doesn't melt even in the desert? Does something like that really exist? No, even if it did, it wouldn't really be ice anymore.
Oh. Alright.
Next.
Well, next I apparently already have it.
Oh yeah, we do have those. Interesting. All right, yeah, let's go for chemical closet. That sounds like a failed Sonic the Hedgehog level.
Yeah, I think that's probably.
Chemical plant, but not wrong.
Hey, Seven.
Oh,
Is that a medicine bottle?
I got curious about it.
Yeah, I remember he gave me that.
I mean,
Yeah, that's right. CDT.
what kind of medicine is it?
It's not medicine. I think it's an industrial strength detergent.
Why would they have something like that here?
Well, probably to clean stuff up.
Clean what up?
Fuck if I know. Still, it looks like it's cleaned my brain up.
Wait, you remember something?
Yeah, well, I remember a story about EDT. Happened
The
about
crystal thing?
There was this factory somewhere
Yep.
in America.
Yeah.
They were making it, but
Yep.
a year after the factory, something strange started happening with the crystal. Once the crystals turned into a hydrate, though, its factory had to just dump the crystal.
Yeah.
They'd been making crystals the same way, with the same materials and the same equipment, but now, all of a sudden, in fact, ever since that day, no factory, and even in EDT research done years before, they'd never gotten it after it happened at the first factory.
Yeah.
Like,
Hive
The
mind.
molecules were communicating with transmitting information in a way humans. This phenomenon spread.
yeah, that's it exactly. But
I heard another story, kind of like that one.
when?
In the freezer?
What?
Yeah, June told me.
Ice that doesn't melt at room temperature, huh?
That
I think
sounds
we didn't
familiar.
get this bit
Yeah, hold up. I feel like I can remember something. It's-
Yep.
because the last time you went for the casino before coming here.
Yep.
Do you know about Ice 9?
Ice 9. Ice 9. Ice 9. Ice.
Baby.
Yeah.
Da 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 da
I
da.
remember
Da,
that.
da, da,
That
da.
woman, she's on this boat.
Huh?
That woman?
Alice!
Who's Alice?
Oh.
Come on. The woman who won't melt at room temperature.
Huh?
You know how the Titanic sank on April 15th, 1912, right?
Yeah, more than 1,500 people died. Worst maritime accident in history. What about it?
Did you hear about the boat that was sent to collect the dead bodies?
I think that was the RMS Carpathia, right? It was a cruise liner, just like the Titanic.
No, that was the ship that picked up the survivors. The ship that collected the dead bodies was the CS McKay Bennett. The McKay Bennett showed up on April 17th, 2 days after the accident. It set out from Halifax, a port in Canada, and recovered 306
Yeah!
I've been there.
Halifax represent, baby!
The Atlantic that far north was really cold. It would have to be for there to be icebergs and stuff. Anyway, the bodies they pulled out of the water were frozen solid.
This isn't a very nice story. So, what happened next?
Well, they say the McKay Bennett recovered something more than just dead bodies.
Oh,
Go to the log.
there were various bits of stuff floating around in the water. Things the drone had carried with them, or stuff that dislodged as the ship sank.
One of the things they found was a coffin.
A coffin?
Yeah, a wooden one. The craftsman who made it must have been pretty skilled. It wasn't just a wooden coffin. It was all wood. No nails, no reinforcements, no gaps in the wood anywhere. The thing was airtight. The crew got pretty curious about what might be inside it and opened it up. They had to get a wedge and hammer it open. It was so well made.
Well, the mummy got open.
Yep.
Inside, they found a woman. Or, I guess you should say, they found the dead body of a woman. Her hair was thick and black, and her skin rich brown with no blemishes or signs of decomposition. They say that she looked gorgeous, like a goddess. She was obviously dead, but everyone who looked at her said she just looked like she was sleeping. Her skin was so lifelike, she looked like she might wake up any minute. And she didn't. Like the rest of the bodies they found, she was frozen solid. Eventually, the McKay Bennett finished searching and returned to Halifax. The 306 bodies were unloaded and taken ashore. However, it was warm enough that they began to thaw. They say that the stink was horrible.
Ugh, I can imagine.
There was one body that didn't thaw, and that was...
The girl in the coffin.
That's right. Everybody thought for sure that she'd melt and start to rot like the rest of them eventually. But weeks passed and nothing happened. And a month passed. And another. And it was summer, and she was still frozen solid. After a while, people started to say she was some sort of miracle. Rumors about her started to spread. People came to visit
Oh,
Halifax
your
from all over.
sound is,
Distorting.
distorting, yeah. Oh, now you should be good.
After a while, people started to call her All Ice.
All ice. Alice.
Of course, those rumors didn't last long.
Why?
Well, she up and disappeared. One day Alice was there, the next day she wasn't.
She was just, I'm done with
They
this.
say someone snuck into where they were keeping her and stole the body. With the
Right.
body gone, the rumors followed pretty quickly. And after a while, no one remembered her. You might be able to find something about her if you could find a newspaper from back then, but that's about it.
Wait, you just said that she was on this boat.
Yeah, it did. Alice has got to be somewhere on this ship.
Now why the hell would you say something like that?
Is it the coffin that does?
No,
Snake
we
was in it?
opened. Oh, the coffin Sneak was in? I don't know. Okay,
'Cause I
not
know.
sure.
And just what is it you know?
What happened to Alice after she was stolen?
Alright, tell me.
What
to
happened,
Alice?
detective?
Yeah, really.
Well, around that time, the word was that there was a special black market in New York. All millionaires from all over the world. I've heard that Alice went up for auction there. The person who won the auction was Lord Dashiell Gordain. You've
Oh,
heard that
sweet
name before,
Christ.
right?
Lord Gordain. Oh, isn't he the guy who bought the Gigantic? The Titanic sister ship.
Yeah, that's him. Although I guess he hadn't done that yet.
What do you mean?
Gordain bought Alice in 1912, and 4 years later, in 1916, he bought the Gigantic. And he hid Alice somewhere on the Gigantic, but nobody knows where. He died in 1931, and apparently he died without ever telling anyone where Alice was hidden.
However, what?
Well, he did have one close friend who asked him, "Where is Alice?" And he said, "Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic."
What the hell is that? Is it some kind of riddle?
Your guess is as good as mine. So that's it. Whatever you think, I believe it. She's hidden somewhere on the Gigantic. In other words, she's hidden somewhere on this ship.
Hey, what are you two doing over there? Stop wasting time and get over here.
Okay, we're coming.
Jeez.
Yeah, so anyway, that's the story. It might be useful someday. Don't forget it.
I won't.
Alice.
That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy.
I swear, if it gets
They
into the
say
paranormal like that.
She was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic, even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
Then was that Egyptian priestess, Alice? Did the water in her body become Ice 9? No, that's nuts. There's no way somebody like that could exist.
Alright, before the door.
Hey, hold on.
Oh, what's up?
Where's Clover?
Huh? Oh,
Danger,
God damn it.
danger.
Where the hell did she go? Okay, just hold on a minute. I'll go get her.
Sure thing.
Hey, Clover, what's wrong? Come on, let's get out of here.
I think she didn't talk to me
What are you
last
doing?
time.
Did you
Yeah,
wanna
not
come back
really.
here and say goodbye to John? Hey, Clover, can you hear me?
My brother might be dead.
Huh?
That's why we couldn't find him. If he's dead, I'm going to be next.
What are you
You
talking
know, I
about?
remember this.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Where did you were going?
Oh,
You didn't have this choice.
Yeah, we did not have this choice. Yeah, we didn't do that.
Oh yeah, it's in my pocket somewhere. Here it is. A 4-leaf clover. Hey, did you know each leaf means something? Hope, faith, love, and luck. That's what a 4-leaf clover stands for. Take it. Use it as a good luck charm. Listen to me, Clover. No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have love. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck. Snake, I mean, your brother, he's not dead. He's alive, somewhere. I'm sure of it. You've just gotta believe in that.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Now come on. Seven's waiting for us at the exit.
Wait, before we go, there's one thing I want to ask you.
What's that?
What do you think when you hear the word experiment?
Alright, let's get into the weird.
What?
Because the previous conversation wasn't
I guess
weird.
It was just a coincidence. I mean, that you knew about the 4-leaf clover.
Look, I'm sorry. I don't want to be a jerk, but you are making less than no sense right now.
Oh, no. It's nothing.
So
Just
what did
forget about
Santa know about an experiment?
Oh, don't give me that. You really think I could just drop this? What is this experiment you were talking about?
it. You promise you won't tell anyone?
Cross my heart.
Really?
Really?
I can trust you, right?
Of course you
Oh,
can.
the word is
Okay,
capitalized.
then. I'll tell you.
Does that mean you won't kill me at the end?
I'll tell you
That'd
what
be nice.
happened on this ship 9 years ago.
Oh, she knows.
knows.
Ship?
Yeah, this ship. It was an experiment to test some sort of psychic thing, communicating through these fields that you can't see.
Fields that you can't see.
Like, think about this. This is John, right? But is he really John?
Huh?
Isn't this like Locke's socks? Or the ship of Theseus? You don't know? You haven't heard of those paradoxes?
No.
Educate me, woman.
Really? Okay, well pay attention then. This is how Locke's socks works. Let's say I've got a pair of socks. They're my favorite socks. One of them gets a hole in it. What would you do?
What would you do if that was your socks, Junpei?
Well, I guess
Oh.
I'd patch it up, get some cloth, and close up the hole.
But what if another hole opens?
I'd add another patch, I suppose.
What if another hole opened after that?
Another patch? I guess?
No, at this point I'd throw it away.
Well, let's say you just keep adding new patches until eventually the original cloth of the sock is totally gone.
This is gone regardless.
Once you get to that point, can you really say they're the same socks you started with?
Well, that's tough. So, that's the locked socks thing?
Yeah, the ship of Theseus is a lot like it.
Yep.
The ship of Theseus. If you keep fixing the damaged parts of a ship, eventually it ends up with none of the parts it started with. Can you really say that ship is the same one you started with? And what if you took all the old parts from the first ship and built another one somewhere else? Then which ship is the real ship of Theseus? The one you repaired, or the one you built with all the original parts? Hey, do you think it's the same?
What's the same?
These guys. Is this John? Or is it Lucy now?
John's head and heart are both his, but apart from those and a single arm, the rest of his body was once Lucy's.
We're just like these mannequins. Think about it. The cells in our body change every day. Old ones die.
We're
and
what?
new
We're a
ones are
new
born.
person every 4 years?
7.
Oh.
Maybe part of my arm is
If I
made
remember
of stuff
correctly.
from a fish I ate once. Or maybe part of your right side is made from a cow you ate. If you take it a little further, those cows and fishes are made from something else too, right? That's how we're all connected. Through fields that can't be seen with the naked eye.
Hey, what the hell is taking you two so long?
Ah, reverse.
How long are you gonna make me wait? We don't have time to screw around. Oh? What were you two doing? Was this some sort of secret meeting?
No, it wasn't. We were just
Just,
playing with the mannequins.
huh?
Let's go, Junpei.
Well,
Playing with mannequins, huh?
Bit
Didn't
too
know
old
you
for
were
that.
that kind of thing, Junpei.
Exactly.
You're a dick.
Just straight up.
I'm gonna open it now. Is that cool?
You don't need to keep asking, just do it, alright?
Fine then.
Well, consent is consent.
I mean, she could have said they were just playing doctor.
Alright.
No, I didn't want to go there, V.
Hey man, what's up with you?
she knew
You're so
better.
serious, you know? Can't you sound more happy, you know, get a little excited?
I worked retail.
Oof.
Not really.
I hate to say I can't apply that to my current life.
My brother might be
Good.
dead. I'm going to be next.
Like hell I can. Not after hearing something like that.
Alright.
That's another unlock.
Pocket watch.
Oh, pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
No!
Hey, bad guy. What's up?
Hey man, what are you doing over in this room?
Oh, I just thought I'd come check up on the two of you. Is there a problem?
Yes.
I'd just like to say that, you know what? Ace is the reverse of the meme I reference once in a while. He's not a bad guy, but he is bad guy.
There is. You checked on us. Now get out of here. We split this stuff up for a reason, alright?
Okay.
Well,
That's a lie. We
Don't
didn't have to
stay
split
there.
work. I just want to talk to Clover alone. That's why I sent Ace to the wheelhouse. There's something I want to ask her, and I don't want anyone to overhear us. I'm pretty sure Clover won't talk if there's anyone else around. That's why when Ace
Yeah.
showed up again, I got a little desperate. I had to make him leave.
Oh, I see. Of course. I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck.
God, I hate
Not-
the fact that all I can hear is old Joseph, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
hurts.
What was that about? Why are you looking at me like that?
Oh, no, it's not like that.
Well,
What's
you
it
see,
like
we
then?
want to play doctor.
No!
I just wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now.
What story?
About the experiment, remember? The one you started to tell me in the operating room? You said something about an experiment that happened here 9 years ago.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay?
Bitch.
Hey,
You
consent's
understand,
important.
right?
Oh, shut up.
I keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean, who would do something like that to my brother?
He's still alive.
Can't
I
stop,
can't
won't
forgive
stop.
them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. They're gonna pay for it. I promise.
Mm.
So, Junpei, who do you think did it?
Well, if what Seven said was right, Then there would have to be at least 2 of them. You need at least 3 people to open the numbered doors. And if you subtract Snake, that means there were at least 2 other people.
You're right. So, what does that mean?
Well, if we just look at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out. Who could have opened door 3 with Snake? Well, really, who and who, or who and who?
You mean it could have been 4 people?
Well, technically, it's possible.
I don't know. That doesn't seem very likely.
Why?
I'll tell you later. Why don't we just assume it was only 2 other people for now?
Okay, got it. Let's do that then.
Then who do you think it could be?
I don't have that page anymore, game.
It would have been the quick answer
Santa
would have
and
been...
7,
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Santa and 7 originally.
Would it be Santa and 7? The digital route for Snake, Santa, and 7. 3! Wait, hold on. Are Santa and 7 the killer?
What's wrong?
Well, I thought about it.
That's what I thought. Santa and 7. If it was 2 people, then that's the only combination that works.
Hey, wait a minute there. Don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is that those 2 would have been able to open door 3 with your brother. There might be other possibilities.
Yes, there are.
Well, what other possibilities? Are you saying you think that it was 3 or 4 people? I really don't think that's likely.
Why not?
Can I borrow your pen and paper?
Yeah, here.
When you don't consider 9.
Yeah.
What's this?
These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones.
Oh, I see.
Junpei,
Yeah?
I can trust you, right?
Yes, so
course. Why would you need to ask that?
don't bury an axe in my back.
She didn't, actually. She just chopped off the arm.
Oh, right. Thanks.
Really?
The other part kind of follows.
Give me a second. Yep.
Yeah, she's setting up the feet warmer.
Yes.
So then I should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right?
Of course. Just cross them out. And you should take off yours too. The ones with 4.
So, what does that leave?
A and E. Wait, it can't be A.
Why?
Because June's in that one. There's no way in hell she'd do something like that.
Are you sure?
I bet my life on it.
Okay then. I can cross off A too.
Yeah.
Well, what have we got left?
E.
Do you know what this means?
Everyone besides me, you, and June would be working together.
Do you think that's likely? If there were 4 people working together, they wouldn't be very cautious. I don't think they'd try that hard to hide what they were doing if they outnumbered us, right?
Well, you do have a point.
And besides, if Ace and 7 are working together, they could have easily gotten rid of me when I went to the shower room with them. But they didn't. They didn't even try anything. If they were killers, why wouldn't they?
Oh, I see. Anyway, I understand now. It seems pretty unlikely that it was as many as 3 or 4 people.
Yeah,
Then that means there's a good chance it was Santa and 7.
that's how it looks.
But why would they do it?
Their motive.
Hey,
Have
Ace.
I interrupted something?
What is it?
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
Go ahead.
Okay. What did you want to talk about?
There was something I wanted to check.
Yeah? What's that?
If you'll excuse me.
Hey, what the hell are you doing?
I'm just checking.
No, stop!
No.
Are you a boy or a girl?
Just as I thought. What exactly are these pieces of paper hiding in your pocket? You switched them, didn't you, when we voted? Well, I can't say that I care. I managed to get through the numbered door I wanted, despite your mischief.
Then, why did you...
Oh, simple curiosity. I hope you won't think ill of me for it.
We totally do.
But that's not because of that.
That is true.
Good fact.
Oh.
Huh, it looks like there's something on the cover. ALLICE.
Oh, this makes more sense
Oh.
now.
Uh-huh.
All ice. Alice. Does this mean? What the
Yeah,
hell is
makes
this?
way more sense.
They are hieroglyphs, a form of writing used in ancient Egypt.
Ancient Egypt?
That's right.
Can you read them?
Of course. I can't. What would make you think I could?
It
the
is a
hell?
very difficult language.
Yup.
Whoa, the whole thing's like that. Huh? What's this? Oh, a key card.
Uranus. That's the Uranus symbol.
Something's written on the bottom. Bottom deck library. This must
Oh,
be the key to
beyond the
library then.
knowledge.
The forest of knowledge. Yup.
So it would seem.
Bottom deck library. Oh, 7 said something like.
Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic.
Could beneath the navel mean the bottom deck? And the Forest of Knowledge is the library? Then could Alice be in a room somewhere beyond the library?
What's wrong? Something on your mind?
Yeah. I just remembered something.
Is that so? What about?
Well, don't laugh, okay?
No, don't tell him.
The Egyptian priestess and Ice 9. Interesting.
And the woman who wouldn't melt, who was recovered from the Titanic disaster, they called her All Ice, which eventually turned into Alice, and she was purchased by an English millionaire who called himself Lord Gordain. According to Seven, this ship is where he hid Alice.
And you think that he hid her in a small room beyond the library on the bottom deck?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is just a theory.
A
Is it
game
good?
theory?
Junpei, have you ever heard of the term CAS?
Cass?
It stands for Cells Alive System. It is an advanced technology for freezing and preserving organic matter. Put simply, it is a technique that allows one to freeze things without the formation of ice crystals.
Yeah, of course. If pharmaceutical CEO would know that.
Normally,
Yeah.
if you freeze something fresh, water within its cells expands as it crystallizes, damaging the cell membrane. CAS, however, works differently. The object to be frozen is supercooled using magnetic fields, and then frozen instantly and uniformly, giving ice crystals no time to form. It was originally developed for the preservation of food, as an alternative to the normal freezing process. Now, however, there are rumors that it can be used for other things.
What do you mean, other things?
Well, there are obvious medical uses, but perhaps also space travel.
Space travel? Are you serious?
Surely you've heard of suspended animation. Cryogenic freezing? It's a fairly common idea in science fiction books and film. People are sometimes frozen for especially lengthy journeys through space.
Whoa, wait a minute there. Are you saying that Alice was frozen using that Cass thing?
Well, I'm sure the possibility is quite low, but it is a possibility. If this special ice you call Ice 9 does indeed, and Cass were used to freeze her into that sort of ice instantaneously.
You think she could be alive?
Well, I can't say for sure, of course. I'm only talking about possibilities. The melting point for Ice 9 is 96 degrees, right? If she were put somewhere where she could reach that temperature.
That's nuts. Are you really saying she could have defrosted and started walking about?
You're quite right. It does sound unbelievable. But if she had, then we would have an explanation for the man we found dead on the floor.
You mean the guy dressed like a captain?
Yes. He was dead when we found him. Clearly, he was murdered. But if he was murdered, then by whom? It couldn't have been one of us. That would be impossible. In order to enter the captain's quarters, one must first open door 1. That door that requires the Earth key prevented us from accessing door 1. Who was it that opened that door?
Santa and Lotus.
Right. Clearly, the two of them could not have opened door 1, or any other door for that matter. Who else then could have done so?
Nobody. After Santa and Lotus used the Earth key, they turned back and met up with me and June. Then we returned to the large hospital room and found Ace, Seven, and Clover. While we'd gone into the shower room, Ace, Seven, and Clover had stayed behind. But it's impossible for those three to open door 1. But what about when June and I took the elevator to door 2? No, still won't work. We were only gone 5 minutes. No human being could have run to the captain's quarters, killed that guy in there, and run back that fast.
It would be impossible for any of us to be the murderer. That being the case, who could have killed him? Wouldn't it make sense if his killer was someone who had been in the ship for some time? A person like that would know the ship well. They would know the locations of all the hidden passages and secret doors. The numbered door would mean nothing to someone like that. It would be a simple thing for them to enter the captain's quarters.
Then you're saying the killer was Alice?
Well, this is all only one possible theory.
A game theory.
Damn it.
Nice.
Thanks for playing.
Is she really somewhere on the ship? Maybe this card will give me access to the Forest of Knowledge and the big mystery. What could be there beyond the Forest of Knowledge? Anyway, whatever. It's gonna have to wait. I can't do anything right now.
Are we gonna throw her into the incinerator?
I'll come back to this later.
Maybe.
We'll find out.
Huh.
Oh, that thing.
Zero, huh? It's like he's making fun of us. What do you think?
Nothing.
What about him? Do you think that's really Zero?
There's no way that's him. Didn't I tell you already? Zero is one of us.
Yeah. Well, even if he wasn't one of us, there's no way that man could be Zero.
Huh?
Don't you get it? The letters that spell Zero on the TV screen, the captain's clothes he's got on, and of course, the bracelet with a zero on it. It's too obvious. Look, this is Zero right here. This dead body is Zero. Isn't that kind of fishy?
You're right.
Fishy for a
Only
captain.
An idiot wouldn't see through something like that.
No, that's not the point. So I'm not trying to make fun of them for thinking a trick like this would work. I'm sure they didn't think it would work. Which makes me wonder.
Why did they do it?
I think this is a challenge. A challenge from the person who's really behind all of this. He's making fun of us. Don't you get it? If whoever killed this guy really wanted us to think this corpse was Zero, they'd never have put a bracelet on him. Walking around with a Zero bracelet would be like hanging a sign around your neck that said, "I did it!" Anyone with a brain would be able to see that this guy is supposed to look like everything Zero is supposed to be, just like we did. The killer must have known we wouldn't think he was Zero and put the bracelet on him anyway. Do you know why?
Why?
Like I said, he's mocking us. Too bad, suckers. This isn't Zero. Where's the real me then? See if you can catch me. It's the same bad joke a lot of criminals like to play. They'll just sit back and watch people run in circles.
That's really twisted. But it almost seems kind of childish.
I mean, murderers do go back often on the scene of the crime to look at the cops going
Actually,
around.
In real life, that is false.
No, it is true.
I actually did some research on it a while back for wanting to write something, and it specifically said that as a trope, yes, it's used a lot.
But I watched documentaries that said that's the thing they rely on.
Really? Oh, I guess we've got conflicting info.
Yup.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
you're
right.
It's really childish. It's like it's just a game to whoever this person is. That's what seems funny to me. Alright, let's get back to the point. Who killed this man?
I don't know.
And what's this guy's deal? Who is he?
How would I know that? If I knew anything, I would have told you.
You have no idea who he is.
Why would I?
We should check and see if he's got anything on him that might tell us who he is. Give me a hand here, Clover.
Huh?
We gotta flip him over. How else are we gonna search his pockets? Okay, fine. Guess I'll do it. Here we go.
Here we go.
Huh? Hey, it's the...
Yes.
Oh god, this man.
What
dead, isn't
was your first
No
clue?
kidding.
No, it's
Jesus.
Just, I guess I didn't really think about it until right now. If his
Did it
bracelet's off, that means
sink
he's
in?
dead.
Like the ship?
It's shock, you know?
Well,
Oh, things
it's
happen
pretty obvious
lately.
that he's dead. You don't really need to look at his bracelet to figure out that he's dead.
Yeah. I guess you're right. It is pretty obvious. Well, he looks a lot better than the other bodies we've seen, though. You know?
Oh my god.
Oh
Don't
boy.
make that. No.
I mean, if there wasn't all this blood, he'd almost look like he was still alive. I mean, I know it's kind of a messed up thing to say, but he kind of has it better, you know?
Oh my god,
Junpei.
Junpei. Stop.
Did
Shut
Junpei
up.
borrow my shovel?
I was gonna say you're pulling a Raven.
Yeah, yeah. You
Fire
can
from a
just
bomb
pull your
comes out
shovel.
of you? I mean, that's
Oh.
just. Some of Snake's bones went right through his skin. I think the explosion must have thrown him against a wall or something.
Stop!
There was a broken bone just sticking out of his left arm.
There it is.
Oh, that's why.
And,
What did you just say?
oh man, I am
No,
so
no, no, no,
sorry.
it's good you
I
said that.
shouldn't have said that. I really don't know what I was thinking. I mean,
No, that's not what I'm talking about. What did you say about his arm?
arm?
Yes, his left arm. You said it, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I did, but I mean, didn't you see it too?
Of course not. I could barely look at him. There's no way I was gonna see the details. Are you sure it was his left arm?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
I mean, this is
We
what
had a
saves
good
our
night,
ass.
right?
What the hell are you getting at here?
Just shut up and answer me.
Yeah, he did.
Um.
It was pretty bad too. The bone was sticking out of the arm. Clover? What's wrong? Look, I'm sorry if I said anything.
Thank you.
Huh? What are you?
Thank you so much, Junpei.
The level of fucking
Yep.
confusion.
What's going on with you?
I'm sorry. It's just, I'm so happy.
Why?
The body in the shower room. It isn't his. It isn't my brother.
Huh?
It's not Snake.
Why on earth would you think that?
Because his left arm is. I'm sorry. I really shouldn't be talking about this. But he's still alive. I'm so happy. I'm so glad.
Huh?
Junpei, you were right.
Huh?
No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith and to have. If you can remember all of those, that'll bring you good luck.
That's...
I only made it here because you gave me this. I was suspicious of everybody, and I was angry and miserable. But because I had this four-leaf clover, because of what you said to me,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Junpei.
Oh, if you
You're
really want
welcome.
to thank somebody, you should be thanking Santa.
Santa? Why?
Well, he was the one who gave me that thing. And the words for each leaf, I got that from him too.
Oh,
Awkward.
Huh?
He's pacing.
Yeah, really.
Did Santa really tell you those things?
Yeah, he did. Did I, say something wrong?
Oh no, not at all. In fact, this could be really good news. I think.
You think?
Santa knew about the words and the clover. The only people who should know about that are the other subjects.
Subjects?
The other people who were in the experiment 9 years ago. With my brother and me.
She was there too?
How old are you?
And I was part of the Nevada test group. So neither of us would be able to recognize the faces of the people who were on this boat.
Whoa. Okay, time out. Let's just calm down for a second. Okay, start from the top. Don't start with the end and then jump to the middle. You gotta start with 1 and then move to 2 and 3 and 4 and so on.
Funny story. When I first watched Lord of the Rings, I did 2, 1, and then 3.
Oh boy.
Yep.
If you don't tell me
Yes.
stuff in the right order, I'm never gonna be able to figure it out.
We were very confused.
Yeah, really.
So do I.
Okay.
Alright, let's start with this experiment. What happened on this boat 9 years ago?
Do you know about morphogenetic fields?
Morphogenetic fields.
All right, how about the theory of the telepathic mechanism?
I think Lotus mentioned something like that.
Telepathy, huh? Well, that's not really it, but I suppose it's similar.
So they were testing telepathy on this?
Yeah, I guess so.
So, what exactly did they have you guys do?
The same thing that we're doing now. Exactly the same thing.
What?
Take over the
Moonlight
world.
Game.
Hmm.
9 people were put on this boat, and 9 others were put in the building in Nevada, and the game started.
Look, I'm sorry, but I don't get it.
Oh wait, is this what the second game's gonna be? Someone doing the exact same thing in a building somewhere?
What do the nonary game and some telepathy experiment have to do with each other? Am I missing something
Ramen
here?
and you can have a cup.
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple
What
of
were you gonna
things.
say, V?
I'm talking to my kid.
Oh,
The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. You know how sometimes when you're up against a really tough problem, and then the answer just kind of pops in your head? That's an epiphany. And what you learn from the epiphany can be transmitted with telepathy. When you add danger to that equation, then it gets easier to transmit that information over telepathy.
So you're saying the nonary game was supposed to introduce that element of danger?
Yeah, but it couldn't be just any old danger. It had to be life and death. And someone did actually die. A girl.
You tell me her name is Alice.
She was on the boat with my brother. I was in Nevada. I never met her, but I did hear her name. Her name was...
Oh, my apologies. I seem to have disturbed you.
Again?
Hey.
Damn it!
You two must have strong stomachs. I can't imagine how you could stay in this room for so long. At any rate, Junpei, would you be so kind as to come and help me with something? I'm having a little trouble and I could really use your assistance. Come on, it'll only take a moment.
I don't want Ace to hear us. We can talk about this later.
Huh? Hey, wait!
Junpei, what are you doing in there? Hurry up!
damn it.
He's
Yeah, really.
alright.
Again.
They stepped out of the captain's quarters and into another hallway. The hallway stretched out in front of Junpei for a bit before turning left like a great backwards L.
Alright, let's go.
Junpei rounded the corner and took off down the straightaway. He ran. He ran so far away.
And he ran.
He ran so far away.
You guys should be lucky I waited.
And ran. At the end of the hallway was a door.
That's the next door.
He made straight for it.
Wait, a piece of paper.
He was nearly halfway to it when he noticed a piece of paper in the middle of the floor. Junpei skidded to a halt.
I don't think he found that last time.
This is...
No, he didn't. Junpei disses. He dropped down to on his hands and knees and quickly tore the paper off the floor.
Map of the ship's interior for ADEC.
What's wrong?
Ace, slightly slower by virtue of his advanced age, had finally caught up to Junpei.
I found a map for this floor.
He showed Ace what he snatched from the wall. He looked at it long enough to determine what it was and nodded.
I see.
With that, he began running again past Junpei.
Well, that was anticlimactic. I should keep this, though.
You never know.
Junpei shoved the map into his pocket and got up to follow Ace. But something stopped him.
Hey, where's Clover?
He turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen.
Damn it, what the hell is she up to?
Junpei muttered angrily under his breath and took off back the way he'd come.
He's gonna stop her.
As he stomped around the corner, he saw her. She was standing in front of the door to the captain's quarters, her hands on the doorknob.
Clover!
Huh?
As Junpei watched, she closed it gently and quietly.
What the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
What do you mean, nothing?
Clover had unconsciously put her hands over her pockets of her jacket, as if trying to
hell is
hide
that?
something.
Oops.
What?
Oh, it's fine.
You've got something in your pocket. What is it?
Oh, this? This is... a note.
A note?
Yeah, I found it in the pocket of the guy with the captain's clothes. It said something about the darkness of the sinister hand or something.
What the hell? Let me see it.
No, not right.
But Junpei wasn't going to get to see it. From the other end of the hall, he heard Ace's voice.
Hey, Junpei, Clover! What are you two doing? Hurry up!
He's getting mad.
Clover shrugged.
I'll show it to you later, alright? Come on, we gotta hurry.
Before Junpei could protest, she was gone.
Well,
Around the corner and off down the long stem of the L. A note? A note. Junpei was curious. But there was something else that bothered him.
From the look of that pocket, it doesn't particularly look like just a note.
Nope.
Jeez.
Correct.
What are you thinking? For crying out loud.
Junpei did his best to convince himself that it would make sense later and ran off after Clover. See Junpei run. Run, Junpei, run. Junpei pushed for the door and found himself in a large room with a large set of stairs.
The big stairs. Huh. So this is where it ends up. Just like it says on the map.
It was just what he'd expected to see after reading the map. His I see after reading the map himself meant that Ace had probably realized the same thing.
Ace, did he head down?
He put his hand on the handrail and leaned over to look down.
Oh, there he is.
Look, the 4 others are there too.
And not just Ace, Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus as well.
Really?
Let's join them.
Junpei and Clover glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached B deck at the same time.
Jumpy, Clover.
June's face was excited.
He looks mad.
Yeah, really. Something had happened. That much Junpei could tell by simply looking at her.
What's up?
Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself.
We found it.
Found what?
We found it.
What did you
Oh.
find?
The last door. We found door 9.
yep.
What?
Come on, just follow us. We'll explain on the way.
Okay.
Seven turned and jogged off down the stairs.
Well, if that's the case...
Wait for me.
We should get going as well.
The rest followed.
We finally made it.
The relief and excitement in her voice echoed what each one of them felt.
Yeah, it's finally time.
Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd really done it, at least not just yet. Still, if everyone said that it was door 9, then it probably was.
We've reached the end.
He could feel his heart racing. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins, and he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny that the prospect of escape was an exciting one.
Something's bothering me. Only 3 to 5 people can go through the numbered door. 7 of us are on our way to door 9.
Oh,
That
Junpei,
means that
sweet
next
summer
we see
child.
There will be 2 of us who have to stay behind. 2 people.
Yep.
Is there a way?
Junpei looked over at the clock.
4:30. We've only got 90 minutes left. I've got no time to wonder about it now.
Hey, Junpei! June! What the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up!
Santa's voice jolted Junpei out of his reverie.
Let's go, Jumpy.
June took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she could.
Yeah.
Junpei followed.
Down we will go, down we will go.
As a group, they piled onto the elevator and rode impatiently down to E deck. It looked familiar. There was a metal grate between the two elevators. Seven grabbed hold of it and began to talk.
I know I told you I'd explain it earlier, but honestly, there ain't much to explain. After we split off from you guys, the four of us got into the elevator on the left, and that took us to the other side of the grate. After that, we headed down another hallway. It took us toward the bow and eventually to the number 6 that you two found earlier. We opened it and kept going. There was another locked door behind it, like usual, but this time we had to complete 2 different areas before we could unlock it. Once we were through that door, there was another hallway that went the other direction, toward the stern.
So, on your way, you found the elevator.
That's right.
So, in other words, you kinda did a lap, huh? You came from that side to this side.
Yeah.
With that settled, Junpei looked around.
So, where's the number 9 door?
Over here.
Seven began walking down the hallway that led towards the stern.
It's time to go visit the church.
Yep. Junpei and the others broke into a jog to keep up with him. By the way, they had been walking for a while, June in silent step with Junpei when she spoke.
You know, it's because of Santa that we're all here right now.
Huh?
That all 7 of us are going to door 9. You don't get it? Santa, 7, and Lois, what's their digital route?
9.
9.
It's 9.
That's right. They could have just left me behind and kept going if they'd wanted to.
But they didn't.
Yes, because Santa wouldn't let them. He said, we can't leave June and the others behind. That's why we went looking for you guys.
And then you got on the elevator and went back to the central staircase.
That's right.
Well, I wouldn't have called that one. That Santa would be the one.
Oh, your sound is stuttering again.
I'm gonna wait a bit.
Gives you a bit of a moment to reflect on the set of developments.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. What might be different this time?
We're even?
Huh? What? Sorry, I was plugging my headset in.
Yeah, we could hear.
Oh, sorry.
Junpei felt his eyebrows knit as he considered that.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
Is it still distorted?
No, you're good.
Perhaps June had sensed Junpei's concern.
I don't mean that 7 and Lotus said they wanted to leave me behind. We were just talking about it, and Santa objected to it first.
Is that so?
Well, that's worth probably considering it.
Junpei was about to respond when 7 suddenly stopped.
We're here.
In front of them stood a door.
So, is this...
Yeah.
Junpei couldn't see 7's face, but he could see him nod.
There's no other place for us to go.
Nope. Just look around. There's a big old iron wall at the end of the hallway. The other hallways on the left and right are blocked by metal grates.
I see.
It looked as though 7 was right. The door in front of them was their only choice.
Alright, let's get moving.
He pulled open the door and walked in. Junpei took a deep breath and followed. It appeared it had been telling the truth.
No way.
The first thing Junpei saw as he entered the room was the number 9. Like all the others, it was a rough thing made of red paint. The door decorated sat on the back wall of a rectangular room. Junpei ran up to it.
The 9 door.
It was a large double door with powerful styling. Something about it was almost majestic, and it made the red paint look especially garish.
We're finally here.
Junpei grabbed the handle and shook. It didn't budge, but then he hadn't really expected it to. The red was bolted to the wall next to the door. Its display read vacant.
No doubt about it. This is door 9. Oh, finally! This is the last.
Junpei felt a flood of emotion wash over him. He felt a chill down his back and his chest tightened even as his blood began to boil. There was a moment of complete silence.
Junpei, look behind you.
He turned around.
Behind? What?
Junpei could scarcely believe what he saw.
Why? A door and a 9. There's another one? Hey, what the hell? What the hell is going on here?
His words came slowly, and his brain struggled to understand what he'd seen. On shaky legs, he made his way to the second 9. It was a small door, set parallel to the door they'd come through, but in the other corner of the room. There was no mistaking the number, and if any more proof was needed, a red was bolted to the wall near the door.
There's a red there too. That means... And of course it won't open.
He grabbed the handle and shook the door, not because he expected it to open, but because he had to make sure it was real.
But why? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
It was Ace who spoke first.
Do you think perhaps one is the right door and the other is the wrong one?
Lotus was skeptical.
I don't know about that. It seems unlikely.
What makes you say so?
Well, think about all the rooms we've been through so far. They're full of puzzles, but there are always hints about how to solve them. I'm pretty sure there aren't any rooms where we just had to go with our best guess and leave it to instinct to solve the puzzle. Do you really think that at the very end of the game, Zero's going to suddenly throw in something that depends entirely on luck?
Yeah, no, it's all been logical.
You're muted.
Yeah, no, it's all been logical.
Then you're saying there's some sort of hint in this room.
No, I don't think there's a hint anywhere in here. I searched it very well when I was in here before. I didn't find anything that might have been a hint, though.
Well then, that means...
Yeah, both of these are the right door. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out.
Yep.
Junpei began to mutter to himself.
So if there are 2 number 9 doors, if we split it up right?
That's not gonna work.
Junpei blinked and looked up at Clover. She held out her hand.
You've got a notebook and a pen, right? Can I borrow them?
Yeah, here.
Slightly confused, he pulled them out and handed them to her.
Yay, squeaky marker noises.
Yay, she's doing the math for me.
Yep.
Clover opened the notebook to a blank page and set it down on the desk. Everyone else gathered around her and watched as she wrote down a series of numbers.
You get it? The numbers on the top are all the combinations with digital roots of 9. The numbers on the bottom are the people who don't fit. There's only 8 possibilities if we split up into 2 groups of 3 or 4 people. So...
If 3 people go through the door, then 4 are left behind. If 4 go through, then 3 are left behind. Right?
yeah.
Clover nodded, almost as if she were pleased with herself for solving a difficult math problem. You should be, girl! Because I couldn't have done that in the amount of time you did.
No way.
Except, the number you're missing for everyone to get out is so close.
The room went very quiet. Silence lay across everyone like a thick, heavy blanket. No one spoke. Their faces were blank.
Come to think of it.
Their faces were blank. I mean, they were always blank.
Especially for Ace.
Yep.
Desperate for something else to look at, Junpei turned his eyes to the room around him.
What is this room?
The walls were covered with candles. The wavering flame made the shadows of Junpei and his companions look as though they were dancing. 2 rows of wooden pews filled most of the room.
It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony, but what kind?
Between them was a strip of rich red carpet. The carpet ran straight through the room, ending at the door that pointed to the stern of the boat. At the other end of the carpet...
Is that an altar?
True that
It
we
was-
don't have the number to open it, though.
Oh shit. It was a recessed space set into the wall between the 2 other doors. Sitting on a raised section of the altar was a coffin. A coffin. Oh shit, a coffin.
No, it couldn't possibly be.
But if it wasn't, then whose body occupied it?
Are they gonna try to kill it?
That was as far as Junpei wanted to pursue that line of thought. He decided not to think about the coffin for the time being. At that moment, Seven spoke. There was an edge of humor to his voice, but it was forced.
Okay, I give up. I give up. I figured if we sat around here long enough, someone would volunteer. But I guess nobody's got the guts to do it.
What are you talking about?
Junpei didn't understand, and he wasn't the only one.
What? You guys didn't figure it out yet? Fine, fine. Let me enlighten you. Clover was mostly right with her little explanation earlier, but she missed something. She wasn't really wrong. She just... screw it. Let me just write it out.
Seven snatched up the notebook and began to write in it. Everyone else clustered around him, desperate for a look.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to leave with a group of 3 and a group of 4 and get everybody out, Clover's right. But there's another way. Only one combination, though. If you split us up into groups of 3, 3, and 1, you can make this combination.
Wait, this means...
One person's left behind.
Don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to copy Ace or anything like that. Even if he hadn't been the hero back in the big hospital room, I'd still be saying the same thing.
The same thing? Are you saying?
Yeah, I am. I'll stay behind.
Damn, bro!
Mm-hmm.
Why are you acting so heroic all of a sudden? Are you some kind of idiot?
Yes.
Hey, Zelcade! Thanks for joining!
Hello.
Hey, thank you for coming in.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, really.
Lotus was the first to speak. That in itself was a little strange. She'd reacted much differently when Ace had volunteered.
No, I'm completely against this. I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna have to owe you for getting out of here.
The rest of them began to speak all at once.
I'm against it too. I didn't want to leave Ace behind, and I don't want to leave you either. I don't like that idea. There's gotta be other options.
I disagree as well. I can't say I care much for you being the hero.
Finally, they quieted down. Junpei looked at Seven.
Well, there you go, Seven. Proposal denied. Clover's right. There's gotta be a better way than this.
Seven made some noise that was somewhere between a derisive snort and a cough.
Doesn't make any sense.
He was doing his best to pretend they were making a foolish decision, but Junpei could see the twinkling of water at the corners of Seven's eyes. Oh, that was when Santa spoke.
Whoa, hold on a minute. I haven't said anything yet.
Elton and Junpei hadn't realized that Santa had stayed quiet for the whole discussion of Seven's fate. Something in the voice made Junpei uncomfortable.
Are you... agreeing? You want to leave him here?
Santa shook his head.
I'm against it. I don't want to leave Seven here alone.
Then I don't see how it matters.
I said alone.
Huh?
I said I don't want to leave Seven alone.
There was a dull shine in Santa's eyes. They were cold and hard. Junpei felt himself shiver.
What the hell are you...
What? You don't get it? I can't leave just one person. I need 2 more. 3 people, including Seven. I'll be leaving behind 3 people. That's my proposal. No, those are my orders.
Excuse me?
What do you mean, orders? What the hell makes you think you can order us around? Who the hell's gonna listen to you?
You all will. In 3 seconds, you won't have a choice.
What?
3, 2, 1.
Santa was so fast Junpei could barely see him. When he moved, it was almost like watching a dance. His feet moving like lightning. He spun and... Oh, god damn it! That fucking gun!
See, I was wondering, who was gonna have the gun from the other team.
Well, Ace wasn't going down there for the other coffin, so...
Well, exactly.
Of course it was Santa. He had to.
See? I told you.
His lips curled into a cruel, mocking smile.
Huh? What?
A shudder traveled the length of Junpei's spine. His chest froze and he could feel his breath go stale in his lungs. Nothing made sense. Junpei felt as though his head were about to explode. Santa's son changed an attitude, saying that he needed 2 more. the gun in his right hand, a revolver. Santa had grabbed June from behind and pressed what Junpei's shaken brain identified as a revolver roughly against her temple.
Why? What the hell is that?
Where on earth had Santa possibly found a gun? In the other room!
Yep.
You know.
Junpei's question roared in his mind, but his mouth refused to ask them. Seven spoke, almost as though he had sensed Junpei's confusion.
The gun's from the other room.
What room?
One of the rooms behind door 6. I should have known he was gonna do this. I should have taken the gun.
Well, it's too late now, fat ass.
Alright.
Damn it.
A mixture of fury and frustration twisted on Seven's face, and he glared at Santa. Santa, for his part, didn't so much as flinch. The corner of his lip twitched into a slightly wider smile. Then the smile faded, and he began to move. He walked backward, dragging June with him. Before long, his back was resting against the door. On the wall next to him was the red. He put his hand on the scanner panel quickly and then forced June to do the same.
Now, time for you to start following my orders. Ace, Lotus, congratulations! I've chosen you to come with me. Put your hands in the red.
Alright, 3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 8 equals 18. That was what Santa had meant when he said he needed 2 more.
Hey, you deaf? I gave you an order.
Santa's eyes narrowed to slits. He glared at Ace and Lotus. They stayed frozen like deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car.
Right, fine. I didn't want to waste any bullets, but you guys just don't get it.
No sooner were the words out of Santa's mouth than his hand twitched, and the gun roared. A section of the floor exploded, scattering wooden splinters across the floor. A thin plume of smoke snaked out of the hole in the floor. There could be no doubt that the gun was real and worked.
He really shot it? But why? Santa, why are you...
Clover's voice spoke of betrayal and disbelief.
Santa, I thought you were one of us. I thought we were friends.
What?
You knew about the leaf words and the 4-leaf clover.
Santa's cheek twitched almost imperceptibly. I can't say that word.
Imperceptibly?
That.
What the hell is that shit? I've got no idea.
You're lying.
Shut up. Just shut up, you stupid bitch. You want me to put a bullet in your fucking head?
Flecks of spit flew from Santa's mouth, his face twisted with rage. Clover recoiled, her eyes wide. When she spoke, her voice was very small.
Yes, Zell, it is very vicious language.
Yeah, it's
Words on us
exploding!
Christian stream.
He snorted, then shook his head vigorously and turned to face Ace and Lotus.
Alright, assholes. What are you still standing there for? Get over here and scan those bracelets. I don't have all day. Oh,
Get over
what's
here.
the matter? Your hearing's starting to go? Going senile, maybe?
Ace and Lotus still didn't move. It almost seemed as if they couldn't move. June's face was pale behind Santa's arm. Her eyes were wild and her chest heaved with every quick breath like an animal cornered by a predator. Junpei's mind worked furiously. What were they going to do? Then he realized something. There was nothing they needed to do. There was nothing to debate.
That's it.
June's safety was the first priority. That much was obvious. Doing as Santa had commanded meant that she would be safe from at least 2 threats. She wouldn't be shot, and she would leave the ship alive along with Santa, Ace, and Lotus. There was only one thing for Junpei to do.
It's the only way.
He turned to Ace and Lotus.
Please, go.
Huh?
No way.
Jumpy, what are you saying? If you stay here, you're going to be stuck, Jumpy. And so will Clover and Seven.
I know, but you don't need to worry about us. We'll figure something out. Right, Seven?
Right. You just leave it to us. It's gonna piss me off to do what Santa says, but...
Don't worry about me either. There's still something I have to take care of. No, you can't! Ace, Lotus, don't come over! Don't worry about me, please!
June was almost crying. Junpei walked around behind Ace and Lotus. He gently placed a hand on each of their shoulders
Please.
and pushed them toward the door. They almost stumbled, then righted themselves and took another step, and another. They turned around and Junpei nodded.
Go.
All right.
Fine.
Ace and Lotus turned around again and walked slowly toward the door where Sento was waiting for them. After what seemed like an eternity, they stopped in front of the door marked 9. Santa smiled.
Alright, now let's get those hands on the scanner panel.
Not the hands that matter, it's the bracelet.
What's the holdup?
Yep.
What? You think I'm fucking around here? I don't give a shit about this girl. The red doesn't need a person, you know? All I need is the bracelet.
Oh, well, okay, he knows.
You get it? Good. Now put your fucking hands on the scanner. I'm not gonna say it again.
He shoved the revolver harder against June's head, and she winced.
Fine.
Ace sighed, defeated, and placed his hand on the scanner panel.
Everybody with white hair's got a problem.
Seems like it, eh? Lotus went next. Lotus glared at Senta and slammed her hand onto the scanner panel. The 4th asterisk blinked on.
Good job. Now, Lotus, pull that lever. Soon as the door opens, you get your ass in there. Try anything stupid, and you know what happens, right?
Damn it.
Junpei could almost hear Lotus's teeth grind. The door slid open. Door number 9 opened at last. It opened with a low, powerful rumble, a drum roll to welcome the chosen few.
Good. Go.
Lotus and Ace walked through the door, their eyes furious but defeated. Senta waited until they were all the way inside, then hauled himself and June across the threshold as well. 6, 7, 8.
Later.
After exactly 9 seconds, the door
The door
boy.
swung shut.
I just realized the reason they get 81 seconds to find the dead is because the digital root is 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just clued into that, so
Well,
please.
isn't 9 times 9 81?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
The gust of air created caused the candles on the altar to flicker and die.
Swing
And yes,
low.
Alcade, the dong swung low.
Yeah, some letters around, and that's always funny.
Ugh.
I remember one time I wanted to push a door, but I was feeling so tired. I wanted to say I don't have the strength to push the door, but what came out of my mouth instead was I don't have the door to push the strength.
I mean, that sounds like Dark Souls logic.
Yeah, I know. Anyway. The room fell silent. Junpei, Clover, and Seven had been left behind. Clover looked down at her hand and traced with her finger the faint blue veins that crisscrossed them. Seven shoved his arms into the front of his overalls and scratched his stomach. No one spoke. Silence made the air feel thick and oppressive. Desperate for something, anything to occupy his mind, Junpei walked to the larger of the 2 9 doors. He stood in front of it and looked at the red. It read engaged. He moved to the smaller door. The red read vacant.
Oh.
The digital root of the remaining people was 7. There was no possible way for them to open a door with 9 on it. Junpei touched the surface of the door.
June.
He thought about June, about Akane Kurashiki. Was she safe? That was all that mattered to him. If she was alive, if she had escaped his horrible boat, that was what Junpei prayed for. 7 came up next to him. He pulled off his hat, scratched his head, and sighed.
So, what do you want to do, Junpei?
What do you mean, what do I want to do?
What can we do? 7 opened his mouth to respond when... Hey!
Hey, Snake!
A noise echoed through the room. Someone was pounding on something vigorously. It wasn't mechanical, it was certainly human. Junpei and 7 looked at one another.
What the hell is that?
Shh, quiet.
Clover motioned to 7 to be quiet. She put one finger to her lips and closed her eyes in concentration. It's the coffin. The 3 of them listened, trying to determine where the sound was coming from.
Where is it coming from? Could it be?
Hey, I think it's coming from this coffin.
You're right.
Let's open it.
But how?
What are those muscles for? For show?
You're telling me to force it open?
Just shut up and try!
Junpei and 7 grabbed hold of the coffin. They tried to get a good grip on what little purchase they could find and pulled with all their strength.
That's gotta work.
It won't even budge.
There was some sort of keypad attached to the coffin. Its purpose would not have been difficult to determine. Their eyes were almost immediately drawn to it.
Not another one.
Yeah, looks like it.
Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
I mean, I have it right here. I actually kept this page.
I think so.
Ha! Ha ha! That's hilarious.
The noise wasn't stopping. In fact, it was getting louder.
Whoever or whatever's inside this thing wants out. And now.
I know that. But how?
Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do.
They couldn't even tell how many numbers the passcode needed to be.
Isn't there a hint somewhere?
Well, let's look for one.
Did your headset just die?
The timing
Kestrel's
of
head-
this thing.
Yeah, now that she's got a new fancy cable, she just needs to plug it in, give it 2 seconds, and she should be fine.
How many times has this happened now?
I don't know. I'm just surprised that she keeps ignoring the beeping telling her headset is dying.
Yeah, even mine said to say that. I'm pretty sure you're the one who recommended the model I have right now.
Probably.
Yeah, I lost my pair of the one I recommended to you, and I'm really sad.
Ouch.
Yep.
Oof.
Which is why I was against wireless headphones. I knew I would lose them. Alright, so. Unfortunately, there didn't seem to be anything near the coffin. Clover ran to examine the pews and 7 investigated the desk, but they turned up nothing.
There's nothing here.
Not making this easy, are they?
The sound still wouldn't stop. I have the number. It's 14383421.
It wasn't the noise that belonged in that room.
What's the passcode? What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out? I need something.
The world blinked.
I will pause you there for a moment. Well, as soon as it... Yeah. Usually, this is where the thing will go fade to black and go to be continued question mark. But you have the yellow key.
But I have the password in the other.
Yes.
So this is probably going to be Junpei talking to Junpei.
And this part here would have stopped you at the coffin ending.
Huh. Because they
Wait.
couldn't figure it out.
Exactly. They had no idea the passcode.
So they would have just died, basically, in
Yep.
that room, yeah.
Or rather, if things would have faded to black.
Yeah.
Except. But please.
Suddenly, there was a voice inside of Junpei's head. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. And now Trude is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
Wait, what? What the hell was that? That voice?
Junpei was utterly and completely baffled.
Huh? What?
What's up?
Seven and Clover ran over to him, but Junpei didn't know what to tell them.
Huh?
If he told them he'd heard a voice, they'd laugh, or worse, think he was going insane. So all he said was...
Oh, nothing.
He cleared his throat a little too loud and looked pointedly down at his bracelet. There were a pair of small buttons protruding from either side of it. Junpei. Press the buttons. Oh, fuck.
Left to right, right to left. And was it?
Right, left,
It's
right,
the
left,
first
right,
one, I
left. Yeah.
believe.
That was it. Eight numbers blinked on and then off on the bracelet display. Junpei checked one last time. One, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
Huh?
Huh?
Hey, what the hell were those numbers?
Oh my gosh. Are those?
Junpei didn't answer. He simply walked straight to the coffin. He knelt down in front of the keypad, running over the numbers in his head so that he wouldn't forget.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1. 1, 4, 3, 8.
Yes, yes. With trembling fingers, he punched them in. That was all of them. He punched the E button. There was a moment of complete silence. Hey, Snake. Bleh. Then there was the sound of the coffin lid unlatching. Someone sat up out of it.
No way.
What?
Why are you...
Oh? Is that you, Clover? I apologize for worrying you.
Snake!
You? Why?
Junpei? And Seven? Is that you? Is everyone else there as well?
Just like Rip One Winkle? So it was very much like Snake to simply cut to the heart of the matter and ask.
Jeez.
Junpei and Seven shared a wry smile. Clover's eyes were filled with tears.
You're back!
With a cry of joy, she leapt into Snake's arm. Aww.
Aww.
Gently now. My body's still a little weak.
Oh, you're back!
Clover looked like nothing so much as a lost child who had finally found her home. She cried and cried and cried. Her eyes were red, and her nose was running. She hiccuped and gasped as if she were about to begin hyperventilating. That.
You're back! You're really here!
Her voice was happy but almost desperate, as if she feared he would disappear again if she stopped talking to him.
Tear after tremendous tear rolled its way down her face. Her small arms strained as she clutched Snake's body as tightly as she could. Perhaps she had to convince herself he was real. Perhaps she was worried he would be gone the moment she let go. Perhaps she simply didn't know what else to do.
You're back!
Come now, what's gotten into you? You're acting as though I've returned from the grave.
I mean, you're not far.
Not as though you did. I really thought you were dead.
Huh?
You jerk! Idiot!
Back.
Yup. It's the Tsundere Pac-Man.
What?
Well, yeah, baka.
Shut up. I understood as soon as I voiced my concern. Clover broke into sobs so great she could no longer talk. It was a touching reunion between brother and sister. Even though Junpei knew they had little time and every minute they waited was a minute they wasted, it felt cruel to pull them apart. Junpei and Seven sat down on one of the pews, waiting for Clover to calm down before explaining to Snake what had transpired.
I see. I believe I understand things rather well
Stop
now.
with the
Thank
pen.
you.
Oh, sorry.
In the shower room, there is a dead body wearing my clothes. Because of that, you thought that I was dead, correct?
He had quickly and neatly summarized the events of several hours.
Yeah.
Junpei nodded.
You also discovered a corpse in the captain's quarters, and Santa turned on you here, in this room.
Excuse me, Junpei, you're nodding. He can't see that.
Well, the dead body in the captain's quarters is a surprise.
Sorry, there wasn't a good time to tell you.
Don't worry about it.
Well then. I've got a pretty decent idea of what happened while I was indisposed, but it's still something of a mystery who did all this, and why. The corpse in the shower room that looked like me, and the corpse in the captain's quarters. Why were they killed in the way they were?
You don't know?
No. Why would I?
The guy in the shower room. We don't know who he is, so let's just call him Mr. X. Anyway, this Mr. X is wearing Snake's clothes, but you're wearing some kind of weird robes. That means someone took your clothes and put them on Mr. X. We need to figure out who that was.
I apologize, but I have no idea who might have done this to me. I only just now woke up. I was unconscious during all the events you just described to me. They must have undressed me and changed my clothes during that time.
Oh
When
no.
were you knocked
They
down?
saw you naked.
When we split up to look for the red.
Where did they get you? Do you remember?
It was a small room in one of the hallways on C deck.
What happened?
The same thing that happened to every one of us when we were abducted. A canister releasing some sort of gas was thrown into the room. I believe the gas is some sort of incapacitating agent.
Yeah, Ace could tell you all about that one.
Then
Yup.
That means it was.
0.
Looks that way, huh?
There's nothing else I have to tell you. When I woke up, I was in this coffin.
Junpei crossed his arms and thought.
Why? Why did 0 make Mr. X wear Snake's clothes? How would that benefit 0? I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean? And I have no
V,
idea
what do you
about the
mean,
password to the
Mr.
coffin either.
E?
Mystery.
Oh.
The matching grow like beautiful.
Well, we share a brain cell, okay?
Played so much.
Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Where did those words come from? Why did I feel compelled to push the buttons on the bracelet after hearing them?
I know.
Right? You were even talking to Clover about the whole thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Seven then asked him about it while they waited for Clover to finish crying. He had no answer for him then, and he still didn't.
All I know is my fingers moved on their own. It was like I did it subconsciously. I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean?
His mind was a maelstrom of mysteries, clues, theories, and more mysteries. He could barely think.
Also, Snake and Clover had been subjects in a similar experiment 9 years ago.
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. And someone did actually die. A girl. Her name was.
There had been another experiment conducted on this same ship 9 years ago, and a girl had died during it. Morphogenetic field theory. The 2 murders. Switching clothes. The nonary game.
And whatever strange thing was happening to Junpei himself. The maelstrom in his hand spat out words and ideas that disappeared back into it almost as soon as he grasped them. But as he struggled through them, Junpei began to realize something. There was something that tied all of them together. And the point connecting the dots.
0. He's the ringleader. The person who trapped 9 of us on this sinking ship. Zero should know everything. If we can uncover Zero's identity, all of our questions will be answered.
Who was Zero? Junpei had the beginnings of a theory. If he could only test it. Or perhaps...
At any rate, we'll have plenty of time to decipher the details later. For now, it is of utmost importance that we escape. Junpei, it was 4:30 the last time you checked the clock, yes? That means we have less than an hour. We must hurry.
Hey, how are we gonna get out of here?
Isn't that obvious? Through the other number 9 door.
Yup, we now have the right digital route.
With Snake,
Yep.
we open the door.
Don't tell me you hadn't figured that out.
As they snipped back and forth, Junpei glanced at Snake's left hand. He was wearing a bracelet with a 2 on it.
Come on, you gotta tell me these things.
I, assumed you'd figured it out.
Forget it. Let's just get going.
7 stomped off towards the smaller number 9 door. Clover, Snake, and Junpei followed. 7 quickly laid his hand on the red. An asterisk appeared on the screen. Junpei and the others followed suit and laid their hands on the scanner panel. Soon there were 4 asterisks on the screen. 7 glanced at them and then laid his hand on the lever of the red.
All right, you guys ready to go?
Yes.
Yep.
Junpei paused for a moment.
Not yet.
What?
Huh?
Before we go in, I'd like to check something.
You want to check something?
Yeah, but before I do, 7, could you pull the lever? I want to make sure we can verify with just the 4 of us.
What do you mean? We don't need...
Just do it. All right. But if the door opens, don't go in yet, okay? Please, this is really important. I really need to check this, okay? Work with me here.
Junpei looked directly in 7's eyes. The old man looked back for a moment, then nodded.
Fine.
Now that explains that.
7 pulled down on the lever and door 9 creaked open. Then they waited. After 9 seconds, the door closed.
All right. That means the 4 of us can go into door 9.
So, we knew that already. It's obvious.
Obvious. Yeah, you're right. It is. Now, what happens if we add Zero's bracelet?
What?
Zero's bracelet?
Why don't you take it out, Clover?
For a moment, Clover looked surprised, but she recovered quickly and stuck her tongue out at Junpei.
So you did know I had it. I picked it up because I thought it might be useful sometime.
She reached into one of the pockets of her voluminous jacket and produced a bracelet. Junpei took it from her and turned to 7.
This was on the left hand of the corpse in the captain's quarters. If you look at it, you can see it's got a 0 on the face. Just to make this a little easier to talk about, I'm gonna call the guy we found dead in the captain's quarters, Cap. Then I should be able to open door 9 with just me, Clover, and his bracelet. Though the big question is, if Cap is the mastermind of this game, would he really put one of these bracelets on?
No.
Anyway, let's just give it a shot. Clover, give me your hand.
Okay.
Now the captain's bracelet.
That's dangerous.
Pull the lever.
However, error. The door didn't open.
Right, because the... Oh, fuck. Fuck. Oh, I just think I clued into something. Please continue.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
'Cause
fuck. Oh, fuck.
It worked for Ace in the other timeline.
Right, because we know that the 0 bracelet actually counts as a 6.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
another thing. There's another thing. Ace didn't have the 0 bracelet. He had the 9 bracelet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have 0, but we do know that the 0 bracelet counts as a 6.
Yeah. The reds display red error.
Now, what does this tell us?
Maybe the bracelet has to be on your wrist in order for it to work?
No, that's impossible. Did you see how the panel showed a 3rd asterisk when I scanned Cap's bracelet? Whether or not it's on your wrist doesn't matter. All you have to do is put the bracelet near the panel for it to register.
Seven waved his bracelet in front of the scanner panel. Sure enough, a single asterisk appeared on the red.
Huh. Looks like you're right.
See? So what does that mean? There's only one possibility.
That bracelet isn't the number 0. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Then what number is it?
Let's find out.
Junpei scanned the bracelet with discrimination.
So that's 9 plus 6. No, that's not the right one.
Let's try 7, me, and Cap. If this combination opens the door, then Cap's bracelet is number 6.
Is June really 0?
The door opened.
What? Why? What does that mean?
Both Seven and Clover seemed rather shaken. As they turned to look at Junpei for answers, the door slid heavily shut. Junpei raised an eyebrow.
Isn't it obvious? Cap's bracelet is number 6.
But doesn't it say 0?
This isn't a 0. The symbol on here isn't a number 0. It's a letter O.
Oh.
Whoa, wait a minute. I don't get it. I mean, we figured out that Cap's bracelet is 6, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean there are 2 people with 6s?
Before Junpei could answer, Snake spoke up.
There is most likely only one person with a 6.
But I don't get it. What about June?
Well, this is only an educated guess, but I think June's number was never 6 to begin with. Her bracelet was flipped.
She had 9?
So guy number 9 had 6? No?
In other words, June's real number is
9.
That seems the most likely.
Oh my god. Didn't Ace say that the 9 was a very important number because it would make it that you could go in any door?
Yup.
And thus, that way, June could go with whoever went.
Yup.
Then all this numbered door stuff was just a load of crap?
Why would you say that?
Because if June is 9, then the numbers wouldn't match up.
Clover grabbed Junpei's notebook and began to write fiercely in it.
Here, look.
Junpei leaned over to look at
A
it.
list of all the numbered doors June's gone through.
I'll let you know what I'm writing, okay, Snake? And that's everything. I wrote down which door she went into and with whom. And I wrote what all the numbers were. So if you switch 9 and wherever there's a 6, the numbers don't work.
Oh,
If
shit.
the digital root is 7, then you can't open door 4.
But if she's 0, it would make that her bracelet worked regardless of the door. Or the number.
If the digital root is 2, then you can't open door 8.
Clover, do you notice anything interesting on that list?
What do you mean?
You're talking about 3, right?
3?
Santa's always in the room with her. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
What about it?
That's quite simple, really. You told me that the first time you came to this room, Santa was the first to refuse to leave June behind. Now, doesn't that beg the question why? Why would Santa do such a thing? The answer is easy. Because Santa can't open door 9 with only 7 in Lotus. Of course, there's only one reason for that. His number isn't actually 3. Santa's real number, 7? Would you be so kind as to modify my sister's equation?
Yeah, sure.
7 took the pen from a confused Clover and began to adjust her calculations.
This is what you were getting at, right, Snake?
He read out the changes he made. When he finished, he looked at Snake. Snake smiled.
Thank you. That is exactly right, 7. Santa's true number wasn't 3. It was 0.
No way. Santa is 0?
And June was 9, not 6. Conversely, Santa was 0, not 3. Plus 3 and minus 3, they cancel one another out. Nothing appears out of order.
Santa was still playing by the rules of the nonary game this whole time.
Precisely.
So you're saying Santa planned this whole thing?
I'm not sure if he acted alone or not, but I think it is safe to conclude that he is Zero.
Huh.
If my hypothesis is correct.
But there's something that doesn't make sense though.
Hmm.
Because Zero left a note saying that this was justice for the people who had fucked things
Yeah.
over previously. And Ace is one of those people that should be absolutely on the hit list. So why would, I don't know, I feel like there's still something missing.
But he did know about the clover and all that from the previous experiment.
That is true.
Clover bit her lip. She seemed to be having some difficulty believing her brother's explanation. Junpei. Junpei remained silent in thought.
Snake's hypothesis. Something doesn't seem right. Jean's bracelet being flipped. Even if that were possible, that would mean there are 2 number 9 bracelets. And if that's the case...
All right, that's enough talking. Let's go. It's high time we went through that door.
Door number 9 opened. They leapt through. I mean, don't leap too much. There's a door right in front of you. The dead was directly in front of them as they came through the door. Quickly, they scanned their bracelets. My god, Snake, you're pale.
I was thinking the exact same thing when I saw the hand.
He's a vampire! He slept in a casket! What does he
enough.
expect?
The detonator stopped. After pausing for a moment to catch their collective breath, Junpei and his companions headed down the long hallway in front of them.
All right, let's keep going.
At the end was a set of stairs leading down into the ship.
I think these stairs go to the bottom deck.
They leaned down and looked over to the side.
Try.
Let's head down.
After deciding it was safe, they headed down the stairs. Before long, Junpei and his companions found themselves on the bottom deck. They turned left into another hallway, at the end of which they found another door.
Hey, it's a...
And of course, there was a symbol engraved over the keyhole. I think that's Neptune?
I think you're correct.
It looked like the sort of harpoon one would use to hunt fish, the kind with 3 prongs.
Yup.
What would
Snake
you like
trace-
to order, my king?
The snake traced the shape of it with his fingers.
This is the Neptune symbol. There must be a key around here somewhere.
Neptune key. I only have the Uranus key card.
Clearly, it wasn't going to open this door. I mean, it did in Sailor Moon. Opened those legs wide.
Oh my.
No, sorry, right. They're only cousins.
Incest?
Look, I'm making a bad joke over the translation.
You really are.
It's good. It's funny. I still can't help it.
Well, I still laugh at the cousin that said the comic that was like, "Hey, guess what? Apparently you write lesbians in English as cousins."
Yep.
It's a different planet. Plus, it's the wrong kind of key.
Let's turn around and go back for now.
Yeah.
After examining the door for a few more minutes, they gave up and headed back the way they'd come.
Hey, another door.
With a little more searching, they found a metal door.
And a
Oh,
card
look.
reader this time.
A symbol was engraved onto the card reader.
It's the Uranus symbol.
This is the place.
He muttered to himself and slid the card through the reader.
I'm realizing that the Uranus symbol has to be a male anus.
Nah, ha 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 ha. It beeped once and the light on it turned green. With a heavy metal groan, the door creaked open. Junpei, Clover, Snake, and Seven looked at one another, nodded and stepped through. Snake can't do that! Bad writing!
Yep.
I've role-played blind characters, you can't do that. The room they found themselves in was full of books.
Wow!
What?
It's totally full of books!
There's so many. I don't know where to look.
It looked remarkably like a library. Not the sort of library where large numbers of people came to read books, more the sort of library that was simply a place to store books. He felt a little overwhelmed by the sheer number of books, but Junpei did his best to speak with authority.
All right, if we want to get through that door out there, we need the Neptune key. I say we split up and look for it.
Okay.
Very well.
Sure thing.
Good. Let's get started then. We don't have a lot of time. Hurry.
Ellis sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge. As he began his search for reasons he didn't fully understand, Junpei felt those particular words float through his mind. Oh, this is actually a puzzle.
Yep. Welcome to the next puzzle room.
We get control again? Huzzah!
Alright, Raven, make yourself useful.
Alright. It's gonna take a few minutes though.
Oh.
Oh, look, I can't make that much spit, like, really fast.
Fuck you. Actually, I think the water tank might also be pretty empty.
Are you kidding me?
Well, the dishwasher was running when I used it last time.
Right, okay, I see how it is. Yes, it is indeed a wash down the, Alright, well, I'm gonna take, like, please don't go forward in the game. I really, like, I'm gonna be as fast as I can.
Well...
Alright, fine. Keep going. I realize if I keep my headset, I'm fine.
It's a coat track. Like a place where you can hang coats and hats and stuff. Well, this one's not too big, so maybe just hats. There's a note on that table. Lights to the books. Huh, what does that mean? Interesting. Well, intelligence often hides itself in darkness. Have you ever thought about the pages of a book? Each page only sees what, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of light before the reader is on to the next? They spend the rest of their lives locked in darkness. Rather like myself. Alright, this is gloomy enough. That's horrible.
Again,
oh, don't get me
vampire.
wrong. Yeah. I'm not complaining. Not at all. I live in the darkness, yes. But that has gifted me with the ability to catch the truth others might miss. I can hear the voices hidden in the darkness, you might say. Nicodemus? Oh boy. What's the deal with these titles? They're all just gibberish. Hey, what if we, like, switch them around? Switch them around? Yeah, if we move them around, maybe they'll spell something. Oh, I get it. Yeah, heck, it's worth a shot. Oh, no, not... Oh, whatever. It still works. Open here, find bulb. How about this?
Well,
looks like putting those books in the right order opened this thing right up. Huh, that was a piece of cake. Hooray! You did it, Junpei! I guess that turned out well enough. So the letters from the tiles spell out, open here, find bulb. A powerful light bulb. Are property values going up in the space too these days? Man, guess times are tough for aliens too. This one says cosmic inflation.
To be fair, okay, just taking a second here. Cosmic inflation is such a terrifying concept.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a public cake for that.
Yeah, whatever. No. Anything else?
Gonna be real, Polk. I kind of feel bad for you because normally when I make a crass comment like that, I get groans and boos and everything. there was no reaction.
Because I'm focusing on the game. What's the picture book like that doing here? It looks like it's about Little League. It does seem a little weird that it's so different from the others, huh? Maybe you ought to take it with you. Search? There's a baseball on this one. Come on, Junpei, let's see what's in it. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it's probably baseball stuff. I found a head.
Hey, Kestrel.
Hmm?
In the future, don't put the cat fountain in the dishwasher.
Why?
Cause it keeps a lot of water stuck.
Yeah, but it needed to be washed.
That's fair. I get that. I just, we have a sink.
Yeah, well, I also cleaned 2 other rooms today.
No, look, I'm not that upset. I just almost made a mess. That's all.
Okay.
I don't remember what this is from, but I love it.
It says HEAD. Head. You mean like where my brain is? Alright. Human equilibrium, human anatomy, regeneration of internal organs. Functions of the human brain. I guess this is a book about the nervous system. I'd love to ask you to read it to me, but I don't think we have the time. I'm kinda curious about it too. There's gotta be a reason why people connect with each other, you know? Don't shove, I'm not kidding, don't push me. What the heck, man? I wasn't gonna, but now that you bring it up. Lights to the book, right. There you go, that's how you go down.
Well,
Dad, kind. Leader Nids, Owen, and Sheldrake. Interesting. Owen. Owen isn't enough to go on. Perhaps it's about the English Revolutionary. Dadkin, what the hell is this? Wasn't that a German mathematician? Maybe it's a compilation of his work. Leibniz. This book is in German. It looks like it's the complete works of something. I've never ever heard of it. Well, if Snape doesn't know what it is, I don't think we'll ever know. Sheldrake? Sheldrake. Isn't Sheldrake... There's Sheldrake on the spine of his book. It's got the volume number written on the lower part of the spine. Alright, don't tell me anything.
per usual.
That's a weird book, Junpei. Indian mathematics. Huh, that's funny. Why is that funny? Math. There's another one like that over here. You mean something like primary number theory or analytical number theory or geometry? Oh my gosh, how did you know? Nobody said anything about those. Well, number theory is usually split into 4 chief disciplines. A wild guess that the other 3 would be there as well. Looks like I was right. The Pythagorean theorem. Oh my god. This is a famous one. Seems like there are a number of math books in this section.
Math! You should be an expert on this at this point.
Do you know what's really an important question? And for those who, immediately know the answer, please don't answer. Why are math books so miserable?
I don't know.
Because they're full of problems.
No. I see.
Love it.
Also, read the saying we found more math for Ketrel.
I see V's caught the typing bug.
Again.
Oops.
Alright, it says Riemann hypothesis. What is there to hypothesize about with a Riemann? Isn't it pretty straightforward? Heavens no, there are many factors, length, girth, lubrication, or lack of. It's an exciting and rapidly growing field. Alright.
God, Snake is such a nerd.
Goldbach's conjecture.
You'd almost think he spent his time on his with his nose in books.
Yeah, for a blind man. What's it about? Like magic or psychic stuff or something? Right, I bet it's about jewelry, isn't it? It may have an odd title, but it's actually a very respectable mathematic books. It deals with one of the unsolved problems of additive number theory. Sorry I said anything. Look, let's not get into this right now, okay? There are dim lights on the floor. The dim lights are set at 3 points across the floor. They're very bright. Hey, didn't we find some kind of really powerful light bulb earlier? Why don't you put in one of those lights? Yeah, well, it'll get a lot brighter, but if there are 3 lights, that means 3 light bulbs. There won't be much point unless we can replace all 3 bulbs. We need 3.
3. Oh,
Modern Japanese literature. Oh, that's more my style. What's this? Origin of Japanese folklore. Looks like there are a bunch of books about Japanese culture here. Mostly ones about folklore, though. Well, folklore can cover a wide range of subjects. History, urban life, religious threads, environmental changes, oral traditions. Folklore can cover all those things if you know where to look. This looks pretty deep. Agriculture and historical organization in folklore. Hey, there's another one of those picture books here. Something about these things kind of feels nice, you know? Brings back good memories. I guess even people like Seven were kids once. No shit, you little brat. Hey guys, cool it. Alright, I think I'm gonna take this picture book with me. It's got a magic wand on it. Okay, so what's inside? Well, aren't you gonna open it? Pretty sure it's gonna have some page inside, smarta. Oh.
Okay then.
Well.
I don't know.
This one about smart Alec.
Okay. There's a couple books on the glass shelf. From left to right, they say 6. Oh, I'm gonna write that down. So 6, 3, 2, 4, 1, 5.
Quick notes. He'll be on the test later.
In the middle of the glass door is a cylinder lock. You know, the kind of lock where you rotate the numbers around until you get the right ones to open it. What the hell is this? It's like they just gave us the answer. Guess I might as well give it a shot. Yeah, it's probably not gonna be that easy. Oh. Oops. I guess it was that easy. You did it, Junpei! Yay! I don't know why, but I don't really feel particularly happy about being praised for that. Whatever, at least the lock's open now. Let's see if we can get it open, alright? There isn't a lock there anymore. Hey, another light bulb.
Any bright ideas?
Iron plate. See what we got there. So many books here. I wonder what's this one. Whoa, what's this? Warm? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. What's the deal with this sappy stuff? Okay. What the frig am I missing? Man, this thing's narrow. I feel like I'm walking across a tightrope. Gee, Snake, aren't you scared? Imagine a wall 20-inch wide that runs along the top of a 10-story building. Could you walk along that wall, Junpei? No way. Then what about a balance beam in a gymnasium? Well, that's easy. You don't find that strange? A balance beam is far narrower than 20 inches. So why is it that a balance beam poses no challenge to you, but the hypothetical 10-story wall does? The light can easily turn people into cowards. From time to time, a life in darkness can give you courage. Alright, buddy.
To be fair, I'm just reminded of that episode of Jackie Chan Adventures.
Ah, yes. Andy Capable, right?
Yep.
Yep. Alright, ancient gladiators. Maybe they were researching human physical limits across history. Dissection, medical books. From what I can tell, it sounds as though these books have been organized by genre. This library must be massive. I'm rather impressed by how well organized it is. Look, Seven, here's a book that's perfect for you. It's called Correlation of Muscle, Bone Density, and Bone Strength. You're just saying that because it says muscle. Principle of Monkey Behavior. Imagine that's a book describing praxeology studies on monkeys. Monkeys are very similar to humans evolutionary, so So I imagine the research was fruitful.
Words.
Always. Hey, it's another one of those kids' picture book. It looks like the other one we found. Alright, open it. This one has some Native Americans on the cover. Hey, Junpei, take a look at this one. Native Americans, huh? Maybe it's got some... Sure. Look, this one says cultural heritage of Rome. Bet that's gonna be serious inheritance tax. History of Buddhism? Oops. Permian creatures seems a little fancy for some kind of prehistoric critter. Oops. Without hair, I can't imagine they had much need of perms. It's got nothing to do with this. History of the medieval period. Maybe it's about Sir Lancelot? Isn't he just a story? I don't think you're gonna find a guy who didn't really exist in the history book. Oriental history. Maybe this one's about China's 4,000 years of history or something. Hey, Chinese history and Oriental history aren't the same thing. History of the Western world, where I assume it's about European history. Yeah, just gonna leave it at that, Snake. Doesn't seem like you. Hey, look at this. This book's called Greek Mythology. Damn, that thing's huge. Can't imagine anyone's actually read the whole thing. Pretty sure it put me to sleep. Hellenism? I think something like a fusion of Greek and Oriental culture. Alright. It still doesn't help me.
Other stuff to check, I guess. Missing a light bulb.
I am.
If only we had a clue, then we could just pluck it from the symbol.
Mm-hmm. Check the books in that board, right?
Which board?
Not board, but the cupboard where you had the lock. Yeah.
Well, there's... No. Yeah, clicking them doesn't do anything.
Oh, hello.
Had to make sure.
Might be helpful, you know.
Oh, I think this is new. Mother Nature. Is that some sort of book about hippie chicks? Probably not, except perhaps tangentially. It's most likely about environmental protection. I was just trying to make a joke. Dude, hippie chicks? Really? Theory of evolution. Heck, even I know this one. That's Darwin guy, right? Well, yes and no. Charles Darwin wrote a book called On the Origin of the Species. In it, he put forth his theory of evolution. Yeah, remember that part? He called it natural selection. Exactly. Theories of the Cambrian explosion? Did a bomb go off somewhere near somewhere called Cambria? Wrong kind of explosion. Roughly 500 million years ago, during what is known as the Cambrian period, researchers suggest that a variety of living organisms increased by an order of magnitude. Why that happened is, however, still something of a mystery. There are a number of theories. This book is most likely a collection of them. Paleontology. This one's about fossils, right? Ammonites are... Ammonites are pretty nasty looking. Introduction to geology. Thinking about the earth even when you're on the ocean. Kind of romantic in a way, I guess. This one says transition of extinct species. We need to hurry it up or we're going to end up in the pages of a book like that. Why did mankind lose their tails? Junpei, do you know what this one's about? Or are you asking me? I didn't even know we had tails to lose. Maybe we should ask a human with a tail. Oops. Oh, come on. At least that's what I read. I was rather young. I may have remembered it incorrectly. Huh? Why the hell would a kid be reading a book like that?
Have you not noticed his superior intellect?
I'm not. He was putting a top on you.
Huh. Could be.
Yeah, really.
Micrographia. Ah yes, Robert Hooke's famous work, first published in 1665. Oh my god, why do you suddenly do this game? None of the
up?
things too small to be seen in detail by human eye. He then drew pictures of many of the things he'd examined and published them in a book. At Azar, I guess the shelf is concerned with natural sciences. Creatures of the South Seas. I wonder if this one's got pictures of colorful fish and stuff. Really?
Yes,
Really?
really.
Mind swap. You mean you could, like, change bodies with someone? Well, I guess something. Bother Junpei too much, but I'd rather die than let Seven switch with me. What the hell? Like, I'd even want to swap bodies with a little brat, like... Hey, were you just imagining it? You were. Shut up. Yeah, well, he wasn't the only one.
At least he didn't say that out loud.
Teletemporation and telepathy. What the hell is this one about? Well, I know what telepathy is, but I've never heard of teletemporation. It refers to having the ability to travel through time. Kitab al-Azif. Man, they've got some weird stuff here. I can't even pronounce this one. Who's that? Some famous guy? It's not a person's name, it's the name of a fictional book created by Abdul al-Lazred. It's said to be one of the sources used in the creation of the legendary Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon. Oh. These
we're
are all
going there, are we?
cookbooks in there.
Hmm.
This one says the golden rabbit and the moon on it. Does that mean it's about a rabbit that lives on the moon? Rabbits are pretty cute, but what's the moon stuff about? It's talking about the Judas tree that is said to grow on the moon, according to Chinese legend. Huh.
Also, I'm surprised that in this series of cookbooks, there was not the anarchist cookbook.
What do you mean cookbook?
I thought there was a section you said was all cookbooks.
No.
Oh, never mind.
Energy theory. I don't even understand the damn title. Looks like this shelf's all about science and technology. Cosmic inflation, supersymmetric string theory, and 10-dimensional space-time. They're just talking about superstring theory. The theory of reality where, how to explain. It says that all elements of the universe are governed by the vibration and harmonics of tiny supersymmetric strings. With this, an overview of conformal field theory. It's a theory that posits an invariant quantum field where conformal transformation can take place. Knock it off with this science voodoo stuff. You trying to put me to sleep?
Oof.
Theory of general relativity. Oh, I know this one. That's Einstein, right? Quantum gravity. 7. Do you have any idea what this is? How about you start by using real words? Then maybe we'll get somewhere.
But they are real words.
All that's here is Faraday's laws of electrolysis. I believe that's going to be about electrolysis in an electrolyte solution. These particular laws were set down by Michael Faraday.
So much science.
I know.
Are we
Oops.
eventually gonna hit a Faraday cage?
Ouch. We did, it'd be the last thing we touch.
Mm-hmm. So many books.
Yes.
Are we playing the Let's Press All the Things game?
Well, at this point, I feel like I'm missing a book.
Right.
Maybe.
The bookcase for the white books, I think, is where. Did you do something with that yet?
Which one?
On your left. Left.
Left.
Down.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much going on there.
I mean, I'm obviously missing something, but like,
True. Can't go put the light bulbs in place already, or
it said I needed the 3 and it wasn't worth it to do it right away. Oh, put the books on the stands.
well,
Alright then.
This is a little weird. If I could just change out those bulbs, then oh, what's the use wishing? I don't have any more light bulbs.
oh,
Yeah,
no,
I
don't
need
have
all
equipment
3.
still.
Okay, well that's a step we were eventually gonna need to do, but that's not the step we need right now.
I can kind of see, but not enough.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm missing for this.
You need more books for that one, if I remember correctly.
Man, I clicked on all the book places, like...
Hmm.
Oops.
We need to click on the ladder or the higher part of the section.
Oh my god. Can't click on the ladder.
Nothing on the higher part?
I already clicked all of those.
Well, this is weird and annoying.
Everything is the same.
Oh, no, I think I found a new one. Was that some sort of comic book? I guess boys really like that stuff. No, you're thinking of a different sort of robot. This book's talking about automated machinery that's used to build things like cars. What's that one called? It says Foundation of DNA and Genetic Engineering. Communication and Computer Science. That's a pretty generic title. To be honest, it's so vague I don't really know what it might be about. An overview of photochemistry. I think whoever set this up wanted us to see the cover, not the spine. Let's look at it, okay? It looks like there's a whole lot of space behind these books.
Hey!
Look, Junpei, I think there's something hidden behind the book. Oh my god, I swear I clicked there. But I guess not.
Oh, good lord.
It's time to get a light.
Yep.
Gonna change these bulbs. Now they should. Awesome. It worked. Way to go, Junpei. Good job, buddy. There's something projecting on the bottom. These letters, they seem familiar. Sheldrake number 5.
Mambo number 5.
The Sheldrake on the spine of this book. It's got the number written on the lower part of the spine. Yes.
Maybe you need to double check the shadow.
Maybe.
Yep, there you go.
I think I saw the rest of this collection somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Sheldrake.
Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean.
Yeah, Lotus told me about it.
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory, morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Really? From Lotus, huh?
Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff.
She did?
Yeah, what was it?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first...
Yes.
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
You did? Why?
Well...
Look, man, I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
Tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Ugh, very well, fine. I'll tell you everything, but not here.
Oh,
Let's
God
move
damn it.
to the top floor. I suppose I might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet, and why I made sure Clover did as well. To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice. He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card.
That's a Braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had 2 cards.
No, only one.
Huh? What do you mean? I thought that card just had some rules for the nonary game on it.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However,
That
they
wasn't
were
part.
not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read.
It's not like we could have, understood that.
Well,
Yeah, really.
perhaps I should say there was something I couldn't read.
And that was?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator. It's a threat on our lives.
Oh, well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
I don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. That girl.
What's wrong with her telling me? I figured some stuff out with the things she told me. I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff. She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
And explodes.
That's very
Right.
true. I've decided I can trust you. I've decided to tell you the truth. The chance that Santa is Zero is very high.
Exactly.
I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment. And at any rate, even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
Why?
Clover told me about the 4-leaf clover, about the words. If he knew about that, then he was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it. He wouldn't kill us, no matter what the situation was.
Hey, Snake?
Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment?
Yes, I fucking want to.
Yeah.
How much do you know?
Clover told me about...
Hey,
I see.
smart
The
glossing
morphogenetic
over.
field in the experiments 9 years prior. How the experiments had taken place simultaneously at 2 locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada. And the girl that died during the experiment. She told you all that, did she? At any rate, I now know how much you've learned. All that remains for us to determine
is who did this and why, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yes. The people who organized the initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals. There were 4 of them running the show. Gentaro Hongo, Nagisa Nijisaki, Teruaki Kubota, Kagachika Musashido. Hongo was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
So I had called it.
Yep.
So because that's Ace, the guy on the right is the one that exploded in Seven's clothes.
Yep.
The one on the complete right was the captain. There's
Yep.
only the one on the left that I'm assuming, because I see some glasses, I'm assuming was the number 9. I might be
Nijisaki
wrong.
was his
It makes
right-hand
sense.
man and did the lion's share of the planning.
But yeah, that was the guy that took Snake's place.
Kubota led the company's research and development division. Musashido
Yeah,
was their
that's the guy
majority
that died
stockholder.
in the
It was
captain's
these
quarters.
4 people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for you. Hongo designed it, and Nijisaki put it all together. Kubota developed the technology required, and Musashido provided the cash.
So it's Hongo, Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido...
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonary Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field. Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation? Experiments with humans produced the same results. The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before. Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye. And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields.
But that's just a theory.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murder. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
That's right.
But I still don't get it. You said they wanted to figure out how to control people, right? That is what you were saying.
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstanding. Mankind's thought process and actions are all part of a resonant event. All of the resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so far?
Yeah.
Now, if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well. Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Come on, there's no way.
I'm not done. Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver.
Or the game, the player.
What would the world be like if there were people with abilities like these?
So the transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. Close enough, at least.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That was how the Nonary project began. By the way, Junpei, have you ever heard of the Gansfeld experiment?
Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right? You place a pair of subjects in separate rooms. Then you show one a picture and ask the other what they see.
Interesting. I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct.
Otis.
Why did you bring up the Gansfeld experiment?
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary project. The hospital in a remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceutical. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped. There were 9 pairs of siblings taken, for 18 children total. For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had 1 transmitter and 1 receiver. They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9. The children who were put into Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert. The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following. There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with the field. The first is epiphany. The other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind? It may seem obvious to say so, but that is what is meant by epiphany. The information obtained through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields, where it can be easily interpreted. Adding danger to that equation allows for even easier field access. That's where Hongo came in. They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the nonary game as the ship sunk. By forcing the children into a life or death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields. The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the gigantic exact. Every detail was exactly the same. Hongo explained the situation to the children in Group
Does
Q.
that mean we're in the building?
Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape. But if you fail, then the gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown. Those were his orders. Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely? It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule. All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. All of it identical. Everything was just like the real Apollo 13. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts found themselves in. By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were dealing with. Once they found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely. It was
I
the
wanna
same
look
with
that
the
up now.
gigantic in Building Q. The children from
There's-
Group Q
there's a
had
movie.
the power of epiphany.
I
to
never
solve
watched
the
the movie.
puzzles they found
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
and transmit what they learned through the fields. The children in Group A, however, they had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage. That is the simplest explanation I can manage.
Huh.
Hey, Junpei!
Does that
Snake!
mean I have a sibling
How
somewhere?
much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses? Get down here already!
He's right. Let's go, shall we? We don't have much time. We need to get out of here and soon.
Hold it. There's one more thing I want to ask you.
Hmm?
Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
Oh, yes. That was what they said on the news, wasn't it? Yes. I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment.
died?
After all, you couldn't exactly play a nonary game with any less, could you?
Well, yeah. But are you saying that the news got it wrong?
Yes, I am. There were 2 more children. However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing. They were brother and sister, like Clover and I. The brother's name was Aoi.
Where did we read? Was it on the note that Zero left in the safe? I think it was.
The
It
sister's
is very
name
possible.
her name was her name was Akane.
Hold up!
Mm.
That was the girl who died.
Yeah, she's alive. She's not doing well.
Akane Kurashiki died.
Oh shit.
You know when I said 6 might be 0?
Yeah.
Then, who is June? No. That's impossible. It can't be true. Akane isn't that uncommon of a name. If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter entirely. So they share a name. A lot of other people do too. It doesn't mean anything.
Wow, the Nile is also in the desert.
It was someone else. Of course it was. It has to be.
Is something wrong, Junpei?
Oh,
Your
going
breathing
a
sounds
little
strange.
crazy.
No, it's nothing.
Little
Let's
crazy.
get back down there, alright? I couldn't do it. Why didn't I ask? What's her last name? I just couldn't get the words to come out.
Yeah, I had a feeling he wasn't going to be able to ask.
Well, yeah, it would, you know. It's the final reveal! Alright, can I touch the book now? Sheldrake, this is it. This is what the shadow picture was pointing to. But they didn't say 5 at the end of the shadow picture. Yes, I think we need to find the 5th volume. Would you look at that? There's a
Hey.
big red button behind this book. I guess we should press this button. Oh, alright, this is not how I expected the door to open! Was that down. You mean you didn't notice?
Jesus Christ, girl.
Sounded like something really big was moving. It came from the top floor. Alright, let's go check it out. Oh, go to. Was there something written? No.
Hello.
Alright, so that's 13, 14, 15, 6. No, 10. What am I saying?
13.
10, 13 again.
Uh,
I bet you're gonna type something on that keyboard. Yeah, but you can only enter letters. And it looks like you only enter 4 letters. Let's see how it works. Guess you need to hit enter once you type in the letters. And you can erase what you type with clear. Okay, get the basic operations. Give it a shot. Wait.
it'd be pretty simple.
So what? A was 10? I don't remember how the hexadecimal worked again. I just don't get a yes, 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 whatever. No, I don't want to read it!
Okay, well, I'm gonna take a minute to go to the bathroom.
Yay.
Oh, do I not? Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay, so... So this would be D, E, A, dead. Alright. That's not an enter, that's a spacebar. Yay, you did it, Junpei. It's unlocked now. Good job, Junpei. Whoa there, don't get too excited. The password was dead, remember? Just make me think whatever's waiting for us is good. So, geez, you're such an old lady. We can't be worrying about stuff like that. I mean, come on, we got it to unlock, didn't we? Let's go, hurry up. Huh? It's a thick metal door. There's a handle in the middle of it, though. What did I unlock? Alright, let's get this thing open. The right door. Okay.
Get this show on the road!
You found it!
Yay! But
All
what
right,
did you
this is the
found?
next.
Raven, do you want me to wait for you?
You want to wait. You don't know
Yeah.
what we're gonna find.
Especially, like, his text is cut off.
He's
That's
bit.
always a good indicator.
That something big might be happening. A big
Yeah.
reveal!
So, I guess I'm also not starting Bayonetta tonight.
No, a lot longer than we thought, huh?
Yeah, I didn't. Well, okay, I didn't expect another puzzle, but I should have.
Yeah, it's the final it's the final stretch after all.
The fatal countdown?
It's the fatal countdown.
You know what's
Yeah,
sad?
all the pieces of the mystery are coming together.
Yep.
It's the big reveal.
And I just want to say the fatal countdown was the name of a side quest in Soul Hackers that I just did today, so I can't take the credit. And it was about
Perfect.
defusing bombs.
Oh, that's perfect.
I know, I love the
that's
title
beautiful.
so much, I had to keep it, and then I saw an opportunity right now.
Oy. Oh no, that just makes me think of a trauma center. But there's more than a few times when you perform an operation on a bomb.
I played this game a tiny bit, but I don't remember much of it. I certainly don't remember playing on a bomb.
It depends on which one, I suppose. Also, Trauma 2 is definitely the best one of the series. That was a good take on twist on things. I'm sad that the series didn't go further. It could have gone further, much more.
Is there a reason it didn't? Because I don't.
Don't remember. Let's see. Yeah, the last one that came out, Trauma Team, was in 2010.
Yeah, it's been a while. I know the one I tried was on the Wii.
There were 3 of them on the Wii.
Yeah, well, I can't tell you more than that.
Yeah, I believe Trauma Center, Second Opinion, New Blood, and Trauma Team were on the Wii. Trauma Center Under Knife came out in 2005, which was on the DS. Trauma Center Under the Knife 2 was also on the DS. And those are the 5 games, pretty much.
You know, except for that, I've never. I didn't know if it was popular or not.
It was good. It was good, but some of it here was madness inducing. Like, you had to be perfect on some of those things, and some of the viruses were.
That's why you just go back to playing Dr. Mario.
No, I can't go back to popping pills. Mushrooms is my drug of choice. I am Dr. Mario, and I am saving lives.
Do all right.
Hold on. Just tying my hair and putting my headset on.
Where is your headset?
Right there.
Stay right there. I don't see it. Oh, it's picking up your mic pretty well.
Hello, I'm properly back
All
now.
right, let's
Welcome
see
back.
if we're finishing this right now. Oops. I was not on the right screen. There we go.
Oh, the door!
Did that just close on its own?
Are we in the incinerator? I see a miniature of the ship on the left.
Don't
Oh,
tell
no.
me we can't go back.
I don't know. Let's see.
Of course he can't go back.
Damn it. It looks like it locks automatically. Is there any other way out? Well,
This
there's
is a
another door
junk
over
room.
on the right. There's a card reader next to it. It's got a red light on it, though, so I'm pretty sure it's locked too.
But there is a card reader, right?
Yeah.
Then perhaps if we find a key card, we could open the door and leave?
Well, yeah, that might work, but...
Hey! Wait a minute. Are you saying we're gonna have to search through this room for one little card?
Oh, man.
What?
Looks that way.
No way!
This is the place where he, that's his workshop.
Yup.
Uh-huh.
Well, we can sit down and wait to die, if that's what you prefer.
Alright, Snake.
I rather doubt that, however. So it would be wise to start looking. We haven't much time. Let's find that key card. Oh,
Hey,
and the
sarcastic
Neptune
man.
key as well. We won't be able to get through the hallway without it. All right then, let's begin.
So, how about puzzles? You like
Number
puzzles?
2.
We're getting more
Junk
puzzles.
puzzle. Junk puzzle.
Do you like puzzles? Do you like mashed puzzles? Do you like puzzles with cheese
Why the
whiz?
fuck is this called a study? I mean,
I
look,
mean-
when I studied, I liked my chaos, like clutter, but this...
Look, you spent a lot of
We
time with
even
this
have
clutter.
fucking Julie on the side there. Or Lucy, it was Lucy.
They have to practice on everything.
There's a pile of crap everywhere. Man, this place is a mess. It's so messy, you don't know where to start. Some of this crap looks familiar. I think a lot of these are part of the puzzles we've solved in the other rooms.
Yeah, so,
That's true, then. This room could be Zero's laboratory.
Whoops.
Why does it suddenly do that?
I don't know.
Machines and puzzles, he need to see his plans come to fruition.
How do you feel about a final exam?
Oh, I can't click on anything there. Oh, I remember that. It was in the captain's quarters.
Yup.
Isn't this a nautical table? Yeah, I feel like I've seen this before.
Hey, you even got this on this path.
Gosh, this is really big and it feels very sturdy. And it does seem pretty heavy duty. I suppose it belongs to whoever uses this room, wouldn't you say? Okay. Light.
Imagine.
Drafting table looks like it's been used quite a bit. There's a control panel in front of a big screen here. Wonder if any of these buttons do anything. There's something on the screen now. What's this? There are 15 cells here with numbers and letters in them. Let me see that. I see. So whenever you touch a cell, the one next to it turn on and off. You just gotta use that to make the all cells on the right and the bottom green. Agent Pei, I found this piece of paper under that thing. You want to take a look? You think this might have something to do with the puzzle? It's a piece of paper Clover gave me. There are a bunch of numbers and letters connected by equal signs on it. Just like she said, this is probably related to the puzzle on the screen somehow. Thanks, Clover. This really helps. Huh? Alright, let's go back and try again. Anyway, it looks like I just need to make all the cells say all.
So how do you feel about math?
Oh.
Also, you have a button marked hint at the top. I think that's probably a note to count.
Oh, and filling everything isn't even the fucking answer.
Well, no, because or else you wouldn't need to math.
You always go trial and error, I suppose. Can only be so many combinations.
That is true. Now, alas, I hit crash mode like half an hour ago. I've been fighting through it to see as much of the game as I can, but I must sadly relent.
Indeed, if nothing else, we'll have the log for tomorrow.
Oh, look, you can bet your fucking ass the first thing I'm doing tomorrow
This is not helpful.
is bringing Kestrel to work, and then after that I'm eating some cereal while watching the fucking vlog. So best of luck.
At the beginning.
Oh yeah. Alright, good night, friends.
Good
night.
At this point, I'm being afraid of not finishing this tonight.
The possibilities is not zero.
I'm also needing to take a nap before work.
Well, okay, so how about we finish it here?
Ooh, pause for tonight?
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Because, no, stop! Alright, but yeah, let's stop here.
Alright.
And I'm working tomorrow. I'm obviously not finishing this tonight.
Yeah,
V needs to go take a nap. So, we'll be back next Monday because I'm finishing this fucking goddamn game. And
sure
you
you
can
will.
language me all you want. It's personal now.
It's fine. Alright. That's gonna be
Actually, I want to check something. Huh?
Yeah, you
There's
got a bit to
lot
go
left.
there.
Yeah, I'm not finishing that tonight.
Can try.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
not
going to
likely.
bed. I need to
Alright.
make my food for tomorrow and then I'm going to bed.
Not a bad idea. Alright, that's the setup. Okay then, otherwise, tomorrow, we should be back to be with Mega Man X8. Again, looking for more progress. Friday, back to Shin Megami Tensei most likely, and on Saturday, probably back to Lufia. And in 2 weeks from now, not this Saturday, but the Saturday after, should be April 1st, where we get our little silly Santa, I'd say.
Just as a heads up,
Uh-huh.
on Saturday the 8th, Raven and I will be unavailable because we're going to a wedding.
Yep.
Weddings
Makes
are
sense.
not my forte.
I don't blame ya. Not my
It's
forte
not-
either.
Not that I don't want to be there and celebrating with them, is just anxiety and all that, and I'd rather be home gaming.
It's not your kind of scene. I
Nope.
get the feeling.
You have to think, it was my mom getting married, and I lasted an hour.
Oof. Oy.
Anyway,
Goes.
it's how it goes.
Indeed.
Send us
Indeed.
somewhere, and I can go make food.
I think I'm gonna send us off to the Lunar Heights arcade, where Okami, Fahrenheit, and Hippo and company are all doing a multi-world seed. So let's launch this
let
over
them have
that side.
fun.
Exactly. But otherwise, see everybody later.
Bye bye.
Good night.
So
real positive sign.
Alright, let's see what the requirement is to get into game.